What we do here is go back. What we do here is go back.
Welcome everybody to today's show. Welcome to the podcast. This is Tuned In Live. You guys are joining us today on twitch.tv/arrowwithname. Hit that follow button down below if you haven't already. We're also live on YouTube, our channel Arrow Entertainment. If you've yet to do so, hit that like and subscribe button down below. We're also on social media, on Twitter. Link for that is down below as well, but do not look for a tweet out today because I am locked out for the next 6 days. Yeah, I said something about old Joe Biden. And of course, you know, the liberals on fucking TikTok, they don't like you to spew out truth or opinions. So I was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's only 6 days, whatever, you know. I still get the word spread out there. Cypher, yep, Twitter jail. Once again. I know what that feels like. Yeah, Twitter jail, Facebook jail. Well, I haven't been in Facebook jail yet. Luckily, I haven't been over there yet. I've been kind of good with that so far. So, also, if you guys want to join in, I'm locked in the Discord voice chat. If you guys want to hop in for today's stream, beginning of the end, as the title shows, as the song is playing as well. It is the beginning of the end. It truly is. So what's going on, everybody? Like I said, welcome to today's show. Everything, links are down below in the description section. So today, as proclaimed all over Twitter, as proclaimed all over social media, today is National Get Fat as a Motherfucker Day. I'm talking about National Cheeseburger Day. Today is National Cheeseburger Day, and I do not see any articles related to what I hear from fucking TikTok. So, I might just have to go over here and pull up some videos. Now, people are warning not to, not to go out and buy these 1 cent cheeseburgers from Wendy's. They're not, they're warned not to buy these cheeseburgers from Burger King or anything, from McDonald's. Everybody was warning about September 18th. September 18th. Something is going to happen on September 18th. Now, I'm like the next guy who enjoys a good conspiracy theory, Like, I watch TikTok a lot for some good videos. There's a lot of good creators out there that can speak a lot of good truth with some actual information that's proven fact. But then you got to draw a line. You got to draw a thin line on what is actually true and what is downright ridiculous. Like, okay, there was what's going on there, Colton, over there on YouTube? What's going on, man? Like, there's a video I found. I don't know if I got it saved on my TikTok here. It's utterly ridiculous. So it stated September 16th or 17th. Yeah, I think it was slated for September 17th or 16th, whatever it was, the video was. And it was talking about, I forgot what it was. Oh, it was talking about, oh shit, what the fuck were they called? They're not doppelgangers, they're not body snatchers or some shit. But it was like body doubles or something, and they were invading a school, and they were showing what to do, when kids are in school. And it's like, this happened in a school in Ohio. There's actual footage of these kids, during a lockdown phase, and they're both, bolting themselves across the room, blocking doors and shit, Weren't they talking about COVID lockdowns a month ago coming back or something? Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. They're trying to bring it back every fucking which way they can. They're trying to come back with it every which way they can. Everything. And it's not working. So they're going to try with a bunch of different shit now to scare people and to get in your house. Get in your house. We're on lockdown. We're gonna supplement you with $500 checks for the next 3 months. Get in your house. Fuck you. So this video I saw where it was like body doubles or something that are invading a school. It's like aliens or some shit. Ohio school, September 17th. And I'm looking at the date and I'm like, that's on a Sunday. Nobody's got public school on a fucking Sunday. Like, this video is some fucking shit. Either, somebody took a video from an actual fucking event that happened, that occurred, and they just slapped the date September 17th on there, and they're like, oh, look, this is about to happen. But then I look at videos like this for September 23rd. Take a load of this. Get a load of this.
What's the deal with September 23rd? What's the significance here? I posted a video where I was asked by the man in my dream if I would like to live stream the end of the world, and I said, sure, when? And he said, mid-September. And I told all my followers that, and they're sending me these videos like nonstop. Everything is supposed to be happening in the third week of September. Damn it, man.
In the TV show Big Bang Theory, an asteroid strike is expected September 23rd.
Let me know if you guys can hear that.
Seeking a friend for the end of the world, an asteroid strikes September 23rd. Julia, a meteor strikes September 23rd.
It could have been a Sunday school too. It probably was. I was thinking that too.
Lasting until September 23rd. Little Shop of Horrors. Humans are threatened by an event. September 23rd. Tomorrowland. Disaster strikes September 23rd. 23. Hell will arrive September 23rd. Sleepy Hollow. A dimension opens up September 23rd. Ghostbusters. Evil is released on September 23rd.
Now, hold on a second. When I got to that part of that video, I don't know if you guys heard it clearly. I tried to, increase the volume on it. It was talking about Ghostbusters. Evil will be released September 23rd. Now, I don't know if they're talking about, like, the date within the movie itself, or if they were talking about the release date of the movie, right? So I was sitting there like, hold the fuck up. And I always do research. Anytime I watch a video or I hear something, some kind of hearsay from somebody, I always do my research, right? So I'm looking at the movie Ghostbusters. I've seen the movie, Christ, a million fucking times, you know? Who doesn't remember, you know, watching Ghostbusters? So September 23rd, make some popcorn and watch the stupidity happen. Yeah, remember back in 2012, Harold Camping, who was praising to God that the end of the world was coming. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies, rivers of seas boiling, 40 years of darkness. Humans sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Remember that shit? Well, speaking of which, so I'm looking at Ghostbusters. I'm like, when was Ghostbusters released? And I already know when it was released, but let me just double check the date. And sure enough, the movie Ghostbusters came out June 8th, 1984. So I go back over to this video and I comment, I said, okay, hold the fuck up. Whoever put this video together is completely fucked in the head. When they said Ghostbusters September 23rd, June 8th, 84. And the guy who posted this video, he said, I'm pretty sure some of the other ones were off as well. I've been bamboozled. Damn right you've been bamboozled. This guy is posting a video stating that something is coming September 23rd. I mentioned that to the Haggard over there on fucking Discord, and he was like, damn, my birthday is September 21st. Like, oh no! Oh shit. I'm like, goddamn, something gonna happen on the 23rd of September. There's all these fucking dates, right? All these dates that are popping up all over TikTok. All these dates that are trending. Like today, National Cheeseburger Day. I don't recall in my lifetime a National Cheeseburger Day, and if so, I never really paid attention to it. Because a lot of these special event days that go on, that occur, that happen, they don't really advertise something on it, you know? Like, you very rarely see it unless you're on Twitter and you're viewing the trending section and they say, oh, today trending, National Suck Your Dick by Yourself Day, you know? Something's coming September 23rd, but not with the ladies. Yeah. So, let's say, September, alright, I'm gonna make up a fucking day, okay? Cut out your ribs. Take a rib out of your fucking chest. Because September 28th is National Suck Your Own Dick Day because the women ain't gonna be around for it. So be like the mythological Marilyn Manson, pull some ribs out of your chest, and bow down and suck your own erection. Remember back then when the rumor was they said that Marilyn Manson, you know, he surgically had some ribs removed from his rib cage just so he could be a little bit more flexible to suck his own dick. Well, it turns out that wasn't true. It was all made up and shit. But what if, you know? Like, there's some very incredibly flexible people out there that could do some incredibly weird fucking shit. I mean, look at David Carradine, who passed away many years ago. That dude, he was into the art of a lot of different weird shit, you know, like, not only was he the star of Kung Fu, you know, but he committed suicide. Well, it was accidental suicide. This guy would hang himself and tie the other end of the rope around his dick and hang himself. He killed himself with audio asphyxiation. It's like, let me have one last good orgasm. Let me, oh shit, I'm cut. And that's how he died. Sad to say, you know, like, you know, David Carradine, he was a good actor. He was in Kill Bill. You know, that was probably the only role I seen him in, but I remember him being in Kung Fu. Talk about well hung. Oh, he was well hung, all right. Imagine the police walking into your house, and that's all you saw was this guy hanging, ass naked, the fucking rope tied around your neck, and the other end tied around your pecker. And it's like, what the fuck? I don't want to fucking know. It's a suicide? I don't know what to fucking roll it. Just say he's dead. He's as stiff as an ironing board now. He's stiff all around. Body stiff, pecker stiff. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being the fucking person on site to cut his body down And they're like, ugh. I know we've had some stiff ones in our time, but goddamn. I mean, that's gotta be something, right? Dying with an erection? Like, can you imagine taking that out in the fucking body bag and having it get caught in a zipper? We don't have a bag big enough for this body. What do you mean? The erection's getting caught in the zipper. Well, break it and fucking continue. Break the erection. Fucker's dead anyway. He ain't gonna feel it. Oh shit, there goes all, well, how long was he? Oh, probably like 8 or 9 inches. Nobody's gonna miss it. I guess it was a hard story to tell. Well, I'm giving out the end results. David Carradine died with a hard one. That had to have been a hell of a fucking report to write up, the next day. So, in your report there, Officer Barb Brady, let's see. You found one, Carradine David, hung in house by neck, end of rope tied around penis, well erect, well stiffened. Cum stains shot on the wall from across where the victim was hung. Stains were in the shape of Elvis Presley's face. Is there any more to this? No, I did not care to see anything else. Well, what about, did he have any body hair? Do you want to describe what he looked like? No, I don't want to describe what he looked like. Are you sure? Was he bigger than you? Just drop it. Just drop it. I'm pretty sure that's how it fucking went down. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, a lot of this shit, like going back around, like to all these fucking dates, with like all these weird conspiracies, weird people doing weird shit, right? So then, going along with today's date, and I gotta play this video here. Hopefully this will...
Have y'all seen everybody freaking out about the 1 cent Wendy's hamburgers that they're getting ready to sell? Everyone's talking about how it's some kind of test or experiment on people. I don't know. You all know that I'm open to wild ideas, but I figured I'd get a little ahead of this one. People don't tend to believe things unless it's been on The Simpsons. Well, here's this.
Now, just to refresh a lot of y'all's memories, when it comes to The Simpsons, there has been a lot of events that they said have occurred in the most recent years that the Simpsons, quote-unquote, predicted in the time that they have ran their course on Fox. And, of course, Simpsons is still going on strong. And, of course, one of them was the election of Donald Trump when Donald Trump was running for, or campaigning for president back in 2015, 2016. That was... that was on The Simpsons. There was a lot of things that was predicted on The Simpsons. Even the submarine that went underwater, and lost connection and shit like that. That happened on The Simpsons. So I would almost begin to think that either somebody doesn't watch The Simpsons and it just becomes such a coincidental thing, or there's a group of people out there that are like, let's see how stupid the human public really is. And what is the one television show that people watch, that people can resonate with, that people can, get with and see, oh, they'll believe if this happened on here, it comes to life, it comes true in real life. The Simpsons. Everybody watches The Simpsons, not just children. Adolescent adults, old people, the elderly, everybody watches The Simpsons. Everybody at some point has watched The Simpsons. I still watch The Simpsons. I don't care too much for the newer shows. I still watch the older stuff. But everybody here, and you can't deny it, everybody some point has watched The Simpsons from 1989 or 88 or whatever, all the way up till now. Over 30 fucking years worth of The Simpsons. Somebody has watched The Simpsons at some point in life. Now, it could either be a coincidence and people are like, The Simpsons predicted that, or somebody somewhere has decided to depict a certain event from the television show and make it a real life incident. To actually say, okay, this is actually happening in real life. But if they go back and they're like, okay, let's predict this. Oh, The Simpsons did this. Let's bring that to life. Let's make that a national thing. Let's make that a national thing, alright? So, let's see. I'm going to pull this up here so that I have that. Okay. You'll see why in a second here. So, the whole thing with The Simpsons, with what's getting ready to happen, and I'm about to play this video again, The Simpsons predicted it. And I think this is a scene from one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes. And it's talking about Burger Squared, lunch today. Let's get into this.
Here at Krusty Burger for the launch of the highly anticipated Burger Squared. Krusty, what can you tell us about this fantastic new sandwich?
I'm glad you asked, Kent. We start with grade A beef, feed that to other cows, then kill them and serve the unholy results on a 7-grain bun. Burger Squared!
The math checks out.
Cows eating cows? That's an abomination.
No, Lisa, you're a vegetarian, but these cows have made a different choice.
And now this lucky reporter will be the first human to sample this delicious crime against nature. Mmm, juicy, flavorful, with just a hint of...
Hey, that's my check cashing arm, you stupid!
Yeah, don't have a cow, Mannheim. Or Mankind. What's saying Mannheim for?
A little tip, you might
Jesus
want to
Christ.
wash me before you eat me.
Between this and the FCC and FEMA notification that's going to be taking place on October 4th, with all cell phones and electronic devices, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And I'm sure everyone knows by now that the CDC actually did release zombie preparedness instructions.
Yes, they did. That's what I'm trying to look up right now. So about 2 years ago, March 7th, 2021, CDC released a full-on article about the zombie preparedness and zombie apocalypse. And that's what I'm trying to look up to.
Ironically, September is the CDC's Emergency Preparedness Month. I don't know what all this means, y'all.
So he's saying this month is CDC Preparedness Month. There's my boy Jeff on YouTube. What's going on? Stuff. Yeah, you remember that? The whole CDC shit where they said, "Oh, zombies are the zombies are coming and shit." You know. Let's see. Run for your lives. Let's see. Is this what I'm looking at here? Yeah, that's from 2012. I'm looking for the preparedness article for that shit. Let's see. CDC zombie preparedness. That's what I want. This is on the let's see. Preparedness month. Zombie preparedness. Is this the article here? No, that's just talking about preparedness month. I want the actual article. Here we go. So this article I'm going to post over here under Tuned In Live Scraps on our Discord. It's the article from cdc.gov. Now I know the CDC has been full of shit when it comes to stuff like that. You know, yes, now it's aliens. Like they're doing everything they can to distract us from what's going on. You know, they're saying COVID's made a comeback. We got to get a new vaccine in all of y'all that's going to work. Now Hunter Biden, he's under fire. You know, he was supposed to get indicted on gun charges, and now he's being pardoned by the fucking government. Then you got the whole thing, you know, going against Trump. And like I said in the last episode, the last show I did, I said, don't worry about Trump. Trump is doing fine. From what I'm seeing, Trump is doing okay. He's beating a lot of these charges. He actually is. The media is just not reporting it. The media is paid off to report what they want you to know. Yeah, it's an all smoke show, just like the submarine. What was going on at the time when the submarine sunk? Oh, I forgot what was going on, but it was something big that was coming at fucking Biden, of course. There was always something big going on, and they would have to put something out there to scare the public, to show the public, hey, this is happening. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. Yeah, it was something related to Biden. Oh, Joe Biden, he's in trouble. Oh, what was it? Was it the cocaine shit? I can't remember that. I think it was back that far with the whole cocaine thing, you know, where there was cocaine in the White House or something like that. And they were trying to get everybody off of that. And like, submarine, aliens. Yeah. The submarine. Oh, submarine. We lost contact with the submarine. We can't get in contact with anybody down below the surface. And we were doing a show about this around that time. You know, Tom and I were doing a show. And it was like, you know, this submarine is going further down in the depths of the ocean. For what? To see a fucking sunken boat from over 100 years ago? Jesus Christ. Wasn't it enough to watch James Cameron's movie? Like, okay, I'll still watch Titanic, you know, at times. I'll still watch it. It's not my favorite movie. It's not up there with like my top 100 movies or some shit. Yeah, now there's a missing $200 million fighter jet making headlines. Yep, everything they can to distract you from what's going on in the White House. But yeah, back then it was you know, the fucking submarine was sinking. And you know that shit was already done with. You know, when you hit the pressure of the ocean floor where everything is getting ready to crush you like a fucking tin can. And they knew it was going to happen. They knew it was going to happen. They did not test this submarine out at all. They didn't test the shit. They sent it straight down with 5 virgins. They were all de-virginized at the fucking ocean floor, looking for the Titanic. Oh boy, Daddy, let's go look for the boat from 112 years ago. Okay, son, happy birthday. Then you get about 200 feet below the fucking surface. What's that? And then days later, oh, we think we found them. We're not sure, but we think we found them. We're hoping they're still alive, people. But yet, days before, they received a sonar on their location and the sounds that they heard and all. And then it's like on a Thursday, they were like, they distracted you long enough for days with the story just to tell you, yep, they're dead. All 5 of them are dead. We found them dead. It's done. It's over with. There's the cipher. What's going on, man?
Not much.
So, talking about the beginning and the end, as you heard, you know, going back to the whole submarine thing, you know, it's all major distractions at this point. Everything's a major distraction from the real article. Now,
yeah, I know. But one thing I've noticed too, every time there's a Democrat in office, no matter what turmoil comes their way, it magically disappears.
Exactly. They know how to make that shit disappear, too.
Will Hunter Biden indictment stick? No, Daddy will make it disappear.
Exactly. He always does.
It always does.
Yeah. So, and there was, I was talking with a coworker of mine the other night, and we're talking about this. He's up there in age. He's like in his 70s, but you know, he's still working. You know, he's a hardcore. You know, he's a Trumper too. You know, and we were sitting there talking about everything that's going on, and I told him, I said, look, if for whatever reason they stick with these indictments on Trump and Trump ends up in prison and they knock him out of the election, I know I don't vote Democrat, but I'll definitely vote for Robert Kennedy. And he was like, "Oh yeah, they hate the fuck out of Kennedy." He said, "You know why? Because Kennedy is one of those old school Democrats, one of the last old school Democrats that actually mean a thing to the public. Because back then you had Democrats that actually cared about human life. They cared about the people, like JFK did. And Robert Kennedy, you know, he's one of the old school." You know, Democrats that, you know, you see him talk about Biden, you see him talk about everything going on, and I'm like, you know what? I would definitely vote for him. Just like he was talking about dismantling the CIA if he got in. And I actually agree with that because, right now you got a lot of corruption within the FBI, the CIA, all these federal agencies that are protected. They're paid to protect Biden. He's going to fucking dismantle the CIA. And I know people are probably thinking, well, what the hell for? What'd they do? Well, they were involved in his daddy's shooting, JFK. And I believe it. They used, what the fuck was his name? Was it Oswald? Lee Harvey Oswald, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used Oswald as a pawn. He was their ace in the hole. The guy was a sniper. I think he was an ex-Marine. He knew how to use a sniper rifle. But there were so many factors, they said, that day where it could have been impossible for him to make the shot, whether he did or not. So they used him as a pawn. Okay, he's going to be up here in the book suppository building. He's going to be 200 yards away from, a moving vehicle. So in case if he made the shot and it didn't clear, then you got people that are sitting over there in the bushes and shit, that are cleverly, okay, we're going to shoot this motherfucker, So there were so many things that were going wrong, and it made people think for the last 60, 50, 60, 70 years just about, believe that Oswald murdered Kennedy. When we all know damn good and well, Oswald was just a pawn in that. We all know damn good and well. It was all about, the government, because JFK was trying to do something good. They were trying to defame him with the whole Marilyn Monroe scandal and shit, and it didn't work. So, Kennedy was doing some good. So what better way to take him out? Assassination. Just like, who was it? There was a thing on Tucker Carlson where he was talking about what steps do they take when it comes to, if you want to take out your political opponents, during election time or whatever. And you try so many different things. You try to impeach them. You try to indict them. Like Trump. Trump, he's a fucking Terminator right now. Trump's a Terminator. They impeached him, twice? Didn't have no proper proof or evidence of what he did for an impeachment. He beat both those impeachments. And now you got all these charges on him to indict him with. And, Joe Biden, he wants Trump under the jail. They want Trump behind bars for life. They want him to die in a jail cell. But right now, Trump's not letting it bother him. He's going to court. He's doing his thing. He's letting his lawyers take care of everything. Trump is fine. He's beating these fucking charges. They don't like it. They want to report to the people and say, well, there's still people out there with hope that, Biden's going to get his second term. You just watch. Trump's not going to make a comeback. Well, Trump is making a comeback. Whether people like it or not, Trump is playing it smart. He's still campaigning. He's still rallying. He's still doing interviews. I even seen a 5-part interview that somebody posted on TikTok last night, and I was watching it, and the person from MSNBC is interviewing him, trying to get him to say the wrong thing so they can use it against him, but he's distracted himself from everyone. He's distracted, he's turning the whole thing around. Okay, first time chat, say whatever that is. It's probably a setup, but welcome to the chat. Welcome, first time chat over there on Twitch. Welcome to the stream. Don't start shit and stuff. But Trump is turning the wheels around on these interviewers. He's saying what he's saying, and he's getting it out there. And I'm watching this whole interview, and this woman keeps fucking interrupting him while he's explaining things. And she's like, well, let's move on. Let's move on. And every time she kept saying, well, let's move on to this. And he just keeps going and going with it. And I'm like, yeah, shut that bitch up. Shut that fucking twat up. She's trying to shut you up. Shut her up. Get your word out there. And that's what he did during that interview. You got the media that are bringing all these idiots in from MSNBC, CNN, or whatever, and they're doing these quote-unquote interviews with him. It's like, okay, you want to do an interview with him? Let the man talk. He's explaining his side of things. He's explaining how the country is so far under Biden. He's explaining what he was going to do if he got back into office, and all they kept doing was, cutting in and interrupting him, and I said, let's move on to this, Like, no, that's not how that works. I'm pretty sure if they were interviewing Joe Biden, if they were interviewing anybody else other than Trump, they would have given them their piece, let them say their piece, and then they would have moved on. No, they want to set Trump up real bad, and Trump ain't no fool. He's never been a fool. Now, yes, he's said and done some stupid shit in the past. Before the 2016 elections, he's done some stuff like, he couldn't stay off of Twitter. He was saying some dumb shit that could have cost him the race. But, aside from all that, he won. But I'm pretty sure by now he's learned his lesson. He's learned, how to present himself. He's learned how to speak his mind without, having anybody use it against him, without any kind of setbacks whatsoever. So he's doing very well right now. That's why I tell people, don't worry about Trump. Don't worry about Trump. The media wants you to worry about Trump. The media wants you to see, oh, well, Trump's got all these indictments. He's going to be in jail for life. He's not going to make the next election. So then what are they going to do now? He's being indicted. So now they're trying to pass a thing where they can remove him from the ballots. Whether they can do that or not, I don't know. That would be unconstitutional. That probably possibly illegal, because the guy is still running. He still has a right to run. Now, when he said that if he gets elected and he's in prison, he can still run things from prison, I thought that was all bullshit. But then I researched it, and I'm gonna pull it up again here. Let's see who ran for president while in jail. And this article says, yes, you can run for president from prison. Here's what happened to two candidates who campaigned from behind bars. Let's see. This is talking about Donald Trump, of course, He is facing 91 criminal charges, which he vowed to fight, and accused prosecutors of a witch hunt. Now, if I can find out, let's see. Because I was reading up on it. Here we go. In 1920... Socialist Eugene Debs ran for Oval Office from the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary, where he was known as a Prisoner 9653. Debs was a so-called radical at the time, decrying capitalism and the World War I draft. The latter got him locked up, but Debs earned plenty of supporters during his imprisonment. He had also run for president on the Social Party ticket 5 prior times, often campaigning what historians attributed as more of a symbolic race. On the election night of 1920, Debs didn't make a speech, and instead he wrote a statement that the Washington Post reported. I thank the capitalist masters for putting me here. They know where I belong under their criminal and corrupting system. It is the only compliment they could pay me. Debs ended up earning about 3.5% of the national vote for president. And then 70 years later, another convicted candidate ran for president from jail. Political fringe and conspiracy theorist Lyndon LaRouche. LaRouche was no stranger to campaigning. He ran in every election from 1976 to 2004, but in 1992, from his federal prison, garnered particular attention. USA Today reported in 2019 that the lead up to the 1992 election, LaRouche was behind bars serving a 15-year sentence for committing mail fraud and campaign fraud conspiracy, the latter involving $30 million in loans from supporters that prosecutors said LaRouche had never attempted to repay. So, being said, you can campaign from behind bars, and that's what Trump vowed to do if that's where it was going to lead him. And it was said that, okay, let's say Trump gets it, and then whoever his vice president party is, he would have the power to give the vice president certain power under duty to be able to pardon him from prison or do certain things on the outside while Trump is on the inside. So is it possible for Trump to be able to do certain things? Yes, he's going to be limited, but he could use the vice president who's on the outside to run the show until Trump either succeedingly, beat his charges and got out of prison, or he could run a term, or they could decide, okay, whoever his vice president is, Trump could train him, he could show him the ropes, whatever. Boom, vice president's the next president of the United States. It all comes down to, Trump picking the right candidate, and I hope it's not fucking Mike Pence. So, saying all that real quick, what's your take on that?
My take on that isn't really too much different, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an agenda, and they always want to make other people look worse, but I'm sorry, the Democrats of this day are just batshit crazy.
Oh, I know. It's almost like...
And what's scary is they don't realize it.
Yeah. They think that their political agenda right now with that is like, oh, this is how people are going to, this is the new norm. Times are changing. This is how people are going to act. This is how people are going to live. Yeah. Take a look at the streets of California.
If we lived by their rules, everybody will die in the next 4 years.
Yep, and that's what they're looking at. That's what they're looking for. Like, even, who the fuck?
Even they will die. That's what they don't realize.
Yep.
They will die along with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Dumbasses.
Look at what Kamala Harris slipped up with, where she was talking about decreasing the population, and people caught onto that shit, and they're like, wait a minute, decreasing population? Where the fuck you get that at? You're like, you're talking about what, killing people off? That's what you want to do? And then, of course, here comes the next strain of COVID, Nobody.
Here's my catch, right? If you ever notice when an election happens and things fail, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Democrats that bitch and whine and destroy everything.
Yep. They said
the Republicans just kind of brush it off like, Know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's always...
They don't bitch and whine or anything.
Yep.
Yet they keep attacking us like we're the ones doing the shit wrong, and it's like, no, you're the ones that are made up of criminals.
Yeah. But yet they put that focus on Republicans. They say, oh, Republicans, they're responsible for the riots of January 6th. No, you all orchestrated that shit because you knew that there were going to be Trump supporters down there that were going to be protesting. They
seeded it with people to urge it on. But still, even when people went in, from what I hear, they didn't really do anything. They just walked around.
Yeah. So you got all these actors, that the Democrats have hired, and they're all Democratic for Democrats, because there's a lot of people there was proof. There's photographic proof of seeing these people in different areas at different times. One of the guys that was all dressed up like a fucking Viking, and it's like the following day he was in uniform, surrounding Biden. He was all for Biden. So it's like, a lot of this shit is coming out, and they still want to hit Trump with it. Then they're trying to say, oh, well, we got these phone calls that Trump made, that all these calls that came into Trump's office at the time, and he's talking about, or he's seen talking about, do this and do that. It's like, no, Trump came out and said, if you're going to protest, peacefully protest. I want nobody hurt.
But it's like they were also trying to get him for, like cheating on his wife or something like that. And it's like Clinton did that.
Exactly.
And he still finished his term even though they did impeach him. So it's kind of like if Clinton can do it, you can't really get Trump for it.
No. Because you got to figure, who was it? It was some Playboy Playmate or something that came out.
I'm sorry, it's just fair is fair. It has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican at that point. Fair is fair. You can't let one guy get away with it and then slap, the other one with all the consequences. You can't do that.
Exactly. That's like, I think it was a Playboy Playmate or something that came out, and they had come out, they paid her, and just to come out and with this ridiculous story that said, yeah, Trump raped me back in the 90s and shit. Like, if that had happened in the 90s, why wasn't there a case about it back in the 90s, you know? That's like going,
but it's like when it was Trump versus Hillary, right?
Yeah.
And they're wondering why Hillary lost. Hillary didn't lose because, you know, the election was rigged. All right? She lost because I guarantee a lot of people thought just like I did.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Her husband cheated on her, right? Became public knowledge, and she was still dumb enough to stay with him.
Yeah.
Just to further her career.
There was a lot of things, yeah.
So, no offense, but I'm not going to vote for some dumb bitch that won't leave her man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After she's been cheated on. She would have got more props from people if she would have left his ass.
Exactly. Like, look at the shit that has happened under her eye while Obama was in office. You know, the whole thing with Benghazi. They were warned about, you know, the attacks in Benghazi. People lost their lives over there, you know, and she put it off. She ignored it.
Yeah, it's funny how the emails kind of disappeared.
Yep. And she had thousands of them.
Notice that every time, right? And it's not that I'm siding with the Republicans on this or anything. You know this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just known fact. Notice, another Democrat. Oh, shit, disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
But yet when it's a Republican, oh, nothing disappeared. Oh, they'll try to get them for when they were 6 years old. They stole a cookie from Grandma's cookie jar.
Yep. That's all that is.
You see, that's what I'm getting at. Is it's so one-sided, and the people are oblivious to this, and I just don't get it.
Yeah. Just like...
I do not understand this. It's like, how can you not do... I mean, what is it? Is it last year's stupidity is this year's smarts?
Apparently.
Is that what it is?
It feels like it.
Is stupid the new smart, apparently? Because they keep doing stupid shit. They keep getting caught in different things. And yet people still vote for them.
Yeah.
And what bothers me even more is that it's the Democrats that want the price on everything to go up.
Oh my God! Tell me about it.
You know, but yeah, people keep voting for them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're for the people. No, they're not. They're for lining their fucking pockets.
Yeah. That's like
it's exactly why it is. Why do you think they actually shut down the drilling and stuff in Alaska? Do you really think Democrats care about the environment that much?
Fuck no.
You know why? It's because a lot of them, I guarantee, have stock and stuff in the overseas fuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to line their fucking pockets because they'll lose money if we drill here in America.
Yeah.
It's not because, they want to save stuff, you know what I mean? And there's safe ways to drill in Alaska. They just want to make it sound like, oh, no, they're going to destroy this.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's safe ways to drill. I know. I've seen it done.
Yeah. See,
know what I mean?
Yeah, because the whole thing is, and I look at it like this. It's all a monopoly right now. You got Biden who's lining his pockets. You know, he's putting out all of our money that this country doesn't have, over to the Ukraine, over there to the Middle East. That's where all of our quote-unquote resources come from, including oil.
That part is, I can't blame Biden for that, because we all know who really runs America. It's Congress.
Yep.
It's Congress. They're just using him as a scapegoat because they know he's oblivious to everything.
Yep.
I feel kind of sorry for him, to be honest.
Yeah, because the guy, he's up there in age where he's got dementia or something developing. But, you know, now that, they figure, okay, as long as y'all can put a diaper on his ass and stand in front of the podium, we can give him cue cards to read, or we can feed him something through a little fucking earpiece.
Which he still fucks up, by the way.
Yeah. Like, how many...
but I mean, it's just like a total shit show. And it's like, do you blame him? No. Congress is the scapegoat for everything.
Yep.
It really is. And that's why I keep saying they need to put term limits on Congress. So Kennedy wants to dismantle the CIA and stuff like that. He needs to dismantle Congress.
Exactly.
And put term limits in.
Because if you look
because
at it,
we let crooked people run this country for pretty much their entire lives. You know?
Yeah. Silver Surfer over there on YouTube. What's up? I'm at work. This your last live stream? No, it's not my last live stream, man. I mean, this is probably the only live stream for today. But yeah, we're close to an hour in, but we're going to be live for a little bit if you want to stick around. We're talking about...
I think it's because of the title. He's seen beginning of the end, and he might not have caught...
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is not the last live. I'll explain it to you, Silva. So, I'm talking about with everything that's going on in the media with, you know, political shit going on with Biden, Congress, and all that. But beginning of the end means if you look on social media and you see 1 cent hamburgers from Wendy's and shit and dollar burgers from Burger King, don't eat it. Or at least that's what people are telling us. Don't eat it. And we're going to get into that here in a little bit. We're working our way right back around.
If I could eat beef, I would so be stocking up on 50-cent hamburgers.
Yeah, I could use some gas right about now. I would love to.
But I can't eat beef. Beef actually makes me physically sick, unfortunately. So.
Oh shit. But yeah, like
it's a shame because I miss steak.
I bet that's like the best kind of beef right there. PETA, people eating tasty animals. Remember that.
I still eat deer though.
There you go.
Because it's not beef, so I can still get away with deer steak.
I miss deer sausage. Oh, I gotta get back to work. See you, buddy. Yeah, I'll see you later, man. Trust me. Don't let the title of the stream throw you off. This is not the last live stream. It's just what we're talking about today. But I'll see you next time, buddy. But yeah, I miss deer sausage. It tastes almost like pepperoni in a sense.
But here's the funny part when it comes to deer and stuff, because people hate hunters, right? And they don't understand, right, that deer are not regulated.
Yeah.
You actually have to get a special license to sell venison, all right, in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay, which is why you have hunters. We hunt the animals that they, for some odd reason, won't regulate in the first damn place.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes, well, you shouldn't be doing it, this, that. Well, people don't seem to understand if you don't control the deer, they're going to eat all the vegetation like rabbits and stuff eat.
Yeah.
And then the rabbits are going to start dying, and then the deer are going to start dying, and anything else will start dying. It will mess with the ecosystem.
So I hope anybody who listens to this stream pay close attention.
Hunters are essential until the day they start regulating other animals that you can legally eat.
Yep. But
that's the only reason there's really hunters, because I'll admit, I belong to a gun club, okay? Mm-hmm. Most of the people in the gun club don't actually hunt. Yeah. They just go to the range because they enjoy sport shooting.
Yeah.
They enjoy trying to hit a target, see how fast they can hit the target, stuff like that. That's what most of them do. Very few people in the club go hunting.
Uh-huh.
I used to go hunting, and I'll admit I've never shot an animal. I went hunting, and I had more fun shooting them with my camera.
There you go.
Because it was kind of neat seeing them.
Yeah.
But I've always explained to people with my family, we would go hunting, right? And the only time anybody in my family shot anything is if we were desperate for food.
Yeah.
Because, we might have been middle class growing up, but the thing is, you only have my dad working. My mother was disabled like I am, right?
Yeah.
So even though we were middle class when we were younger, as we got older, it started becoming more necessary for us to get a deer during hunting season or something like that. And we don't hunt for sport. We can't stand the people that hunt for sport, to be honest.
Yeah, they just go out there to kill.
They want a trophy.
Yep.
You know, we don't like that. We don't like that. You're hunting a lion. You're hunting an elephant. Do you really need to hunt those animals?
Exactly. Like, what are you going to get off of that? Like, and you imagine hunting an elephant, killing it, and like, okay, how you going to hunt that motherfucker? How you going to hike it back here to home? You know, what are you going to do with it? Nothing. Well, I just want to, you know, a picture of it. You know, hey, I killed myself an elephant. Okay, you want a cookie?
I know vegans hate it that we kill animals and stuff, but sorry, some of us can't survive off of vegetation alone.
Exactly, and everything that you say, yeah.
I've tried. You know what it did?
Almost
it made
kill
a
you.
lot of my illnesses worse.
Yep. So
Even though I tried just to see if I could do it, and it's like I can't do it. I actually need the meat, you know. But my family, all right, we were always grateful when we got something, all right, and it was actually something we would say in the woods. A lot of hunters don't do, but we would say, you know, we're grateful for this harvest that you allowed us to get. You know, we were grateful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like I just eat the deer steak, you know, like take the backstrap and we waste the deer. No, we don't waste the deer. You know, if we got too much of it, you know, we would actually see if there was other family members that needed it. We would see if like homeless shelters wanted some of it. You know, we would donate some of it.
Yeah.
You know, and then we had a teacher back when I was in middle school that always wanted us to bring in the lungs and heart. It was a biology teacher.
Oh, nice.
You know, it wanted us to bring in the lungs and heart, no matter what shape they were in, because she would use them as a teaching method, you know?
Yeah.
So we would do that too, you know? But we never wasted anything. And I think that's why people look down on hunters a lot, is they think that we're in it for the sport. You know, they don't think, you know, about the way the prices are of everything nowadays, that, you know, maybe some people do need to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, we do illegal hunting. Don't get me wrong. We're not those people that go, oh, we're going to go shoot this because it's this season and we're just going to try to hide it. No, we do the legal limit. You know? We shoot buck or doe depending on season.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like Maryland has a bear lottery. All right? Bear hunting is done to lotto. All right? And the funny thing is, a lot of people would used to say, oh, there ain't black bear up there or anything like that. DNR used to do that all the time. There ain't no bear, but what they don't realize is black bear were not originally in Maryland.
Yeah.
They were troubled bears, right? That were like out in public or something like that. And they were shipped there.
Yeah.
Then they breeded. So guess what's there?
Black bear.
Black bear.
Yep.
But it's like in Western Maryland where we were hunting, right? Oh, there's no mountain lion. If West Virginia has them,
Maryland has
so do
them.
we.
Yeah.
And me and my dad came up on a mountain lion den before.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what people don't understand. You'll get lied to all the time. Oh, you will need to do this because they ain't gonna do that. Yes, they will.
Mm-hmm.
After everything gets so high in a population, you gotta control it.
Yeah, one way or another. You can't rely on the government to do any kind of controlling of any population whatsoever. This is how survival of the fittest is, and has always been for the last, 3,000-4,000 years, or however long this earth has been a thing, you know, ever since dinosaurs.
I brought up the hunting due to the fact that that's another political agenda.
Yeah.
Because they link gun control and hunting together when they're actually completely different topics.
Yep.
All right, there's places where there are managed hunts where you can borrow a rifle.
Yeah. You just gotta have a permit, I think, don't it?
Some places you need a permit for it, stuff like that, but, you know, it really depends.
Okay.
You know, but it's like Maryland has the HQL thing for a handgun.
Okay.
Right? Which I think is the dumbest thing they could have ever done. All right, I have an HQL.
Yeah.
All right, but the thing is, I think it's so stupid because it's like you control the handgun. Like, without the HQL, you cannot legally buy a handgun.
Yeah.
You know who that is punishing?
Who's that?
the law-abiding citizen.
Oh yeah.
Now, I guarantee you, I could walk into a street corner in Baltimore, and I'd love somebody to try to tell me this ain't true. I guarantee you, I could walk into a back alley somewhere in Baltimore City,
Mm-hmm.
and I could buy a handgun off criminal.
Oh, definitely. That's all around.
You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But yet they punish the legal law-abiding citizen. Every time they try to make a new gun law, every time they say, oh, we're going to change the amendment, the only person they're punishing are the legal citizens. You're not taking guns out of the hands of, the criminals. The criminals don't give a shit about your law.
Yeah, we've said it many times. They don't care.
So again, it's just political agenda. The school shootings, all right? Not once in history have I ever seen one done by a law-abiding citizen. Then again, I've never seen one done by a Republican. That's the funny part. If you look through a majority of them, they're Democrats.
Yeah.
And they always got some type of mental illness and shouldn't have been able to touch the firearm in the first place.
Oh, yeah. And
But you know why they were able to touch the firearm? Because they don't enforce the gun laws we already have.
Exactly.
So, everybody wants to make the agenda that the gun kills people. Not the fact that I could walk up to somebody and stab them and, suddenly I'm blamed for it, not the knife.
Yeah, exactly.
All the gun is, as much as people call them weapons, a gun originally was a tool for harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's originally what it was.
Exactly.
But stupid mankind, like we are, turned it into a weapon, realizing we can kill things quicker with this.
And then recent times, you got, let's see, how many...
And suddenly it's the gun's fault.
Yeah. And it's like with recent times, like how many school shootings have we had so far in the last 4 or 5 years where it was a transgender who was the suspect in a school shooting? It was what, 3 or 4 of them?
Now, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for transgender people, but the thing is, they're going about everything the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They're going at it the wrong way.
Yeah, because you figure, okay, let's say the recent one within the last year or so, it was
My thing is, if you want to make allies, stop doing stupid shit.
Yeah. Yeah, because
you don't make allies making threats on people.
No, you don't. Let's see. Colton said, I love to hunt, but I also get frustrated when politics bring hunting into, let's see, what was that? Into two-way conversations. Yeah, that's what Tom is talking about.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because that's what you've been explaining. They're always trying to link, like you said, hunting with guns and shit. You say, well, like you said, a gun is a tool. That's all it is. It's a tool used for sport or harvesting or whatever you feel see. But then you got these school shootings that are on the rise, and the sickening part of a school shooting is Democrats will use that as a weapon. They'll use it as a weapon against law-abiding citizens to say, you see, this is why we need gun control right here. Somebody took a gun to school and they shot up 3 or 4 kids. But one of the most recent ones was a transgender girl. But when you read into it, the story, she was picked on. She was bullied by, I think, her parents and bullied by kids at school or whatever.
And then nobody did anything about it. And that's what leads to a lot of these things.
Exactly. And they want to sit there and say, oh, we don't have an issue with bullying at school. Like, the hell you don't. You got kids that are coming home every day in tears, hurting. They're afraid to say something because if they say something and it gets out, the bully's going to come on them. They're going to beat the fuck out of them. They're going to kill them, whatever. So you got these troubled youths who are mentally...
That's my problem. When it comes to a school shooting, they always just try to blame the person that did the shooting.
Yeah.
No one else is willing to take the blame for what led up to it. So many of these things could be stopped simply if people would just listen to the person that has been led to this.
Yeah.
You know, if they were listened to in the first place and gotten help in some way, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of it would have been prevented. And that's part of the problem is you get these people that are picked on, and it doesn't matter if they're transgender, they're straight, you know, hell, they wear glasses. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. People pick on people just because, no offense, but kids are cruel. I don't care what any parent says out there going, oh, no, my kids won't be like that. Every single child I ever met in my entire life was cruel.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of those kids that are cruel usually have some kind of bad upbringing too. Like some of them have a nice upbringing. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, my mom and dad, they love each other. They're lovey-dovey. We have dinner at the table every night, but it sickens me, so I go to school."
The thing about humans, we'll be cruel just because we can be.
Mm-hmm. It's human nature.
You know, and everybody tries to act like, and I've used this explanation a lot. All right. Mm-hmm. And I've even said this to other pastors and reverends and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes it takes one bad day.
Yeah,
right?
It does.
Sometimes, though, it depends on the situation you're put in. Like, I've explained to people before, I have the capacity to kill.
Yeah.
Everybody does. All right? But I've had pastors and stuff say stuff to me like, oh, I would never, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I put them in a hypothetical situation. And then I get proven right.
Just like...
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, let me put it this way. How PETA's against, you know, doing stuff to animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens if you shut a bunch of PETA members in a vault with a couple chickens, and that's it?
Yep.
What do you think is going to happen?
They're going to end up getting hungry. They're going to have to find a way to survive. It's a human nature.
Are they going to eat one another because they respect the animal? Or is the true instinct going to come in and, you know, they're going to eat the chicken?
Yeah.
See, part of the problem is we all try to deny what we really are.
Mm-hmm.
We try to act like we're... The best person that ever said this was the late George Carlin.
Yeah.
All right? And that is, we try to act like we're civilized, but we're barely out of the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed everybody that's ever tried to say "give peace a chance" has either been assassinated or had something bad happen to them?
Yeah, it has.
It's because we haven't figured out yet how to overcome the reptilian part of our brain of kill or be killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know? All we did was we traded a grassy and leafy jungle for one that's made out of concrete.
Yes, we did. It's what they call a dog-eat-dog world out there. You know, we are all hunters. You know, however you look at us. You know,
and that's another thing that bugs me about hunting. Think about it. How did people survive years ago? How did they survive in medieval times? They hunted.
Yeah.
But suddenly now modern society has a problem with it?
Yeah, they ain't gonna live much longer. Like, look at how many people are dying young.
But it's like, look at the people that are so against hunting nowadays, and it's like they don't realize they wouldn't be here if their ancestors didn't hunt.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of the problem. We live in such a whiny civilization now. They're taking for granted the way things are now. They're forgetting about how things used to be done.
Yeah, because their way of fighting today is, don't misjudge my gender. Don't misuse my pronoun. I'm a woman. I'm a man. Don't misjudge me. Don't mispronounce my stuff. Or I'm going to...
No offense, but I'm going to say this. I don't care who hears it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I have respect for everybody. But if you get on me for mispronouncing what you are, I don't give a fuck.
Same here.
All right? If you did not come up to me, introduce yourself, and tell me I like to be called this, before I say something to you, don't get mad at me if I call you dude or miss, right, and get it wrong. How the fuck am I supposed to know what the fuck you want to be called?
Yeah.
I guarantee you wouldn't ask me right away. Oh, because I look like a dude and stuff like that, right? You'll come up to me and call me dude without even second guessing it. But heaven forbid I do that to you, all right? Doesn't work both ways.
Yep.
You get offended, it's called tough shit. We live in a world where we have a right to offend one another and get the fuck over it.
Yep.
All because I get your, pronoun wrong should not ruin your day.
Oh.
Because I guarantee it's not going to ruin mine.
Oh, no.
Hell, that's like the whole cancel culture. You could fucking cancel me, right? And I wouldn't even know I'm canceled. Because I don't care. That's my point. You can't win in today's world against somebody like me who doesn't give a fuck about what any of you think.
That's like, I just don't understand why people with a brain cell,
Actually, the madder you get at me, the harder I laugh.
Yeah.
Because when I know I can get under your skin, I'm going to keep doing it. Because I'm going to do it on purpose. Because I'm going to realize you're a whiny little bitch. I'm going to have fun. Until you finally, grow a pair of ovaries or balls, whichever you get. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I respect people that stand up to me.
Yeah. See, that's like, I look at people...
I don't even get mad. They can go off on me and defend their shit, right?
Yeah.
I'll shake their hand after that because I'll be like, finally. Because that's what I want to teach people. Stand up for yourself. Don't stand for a stupid cause.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't stand for any causes that groups want. Right? And that's just like I may be a reverend, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not religious.
Yeah.
I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form. I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
I do not believe that God's house is a church. I believe God's house is the whole planet.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So I do not believe I got to go to church and follow an organized religion that's, again, just like the government trying to tell me how I'm supposed to live.
And you did hear that right, people. Tom is a registered reverend or...
I'm an ordained minister.
Ordained minister, yeah. You're an ordained minister.
Makes me a reverend.
How many years now? 3 or 4, I think it is?
This October 1st will be 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I said I'm the realest one you're ever gonna meet because I tell you how things are.
Yeah.
All right. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't try to make it seem like, oh, Jesus loves me, this and that, right?
Yep.
If God exists and we're made in God's image, all right, then we're not much different than God ourselves. That tells me, no offense to people that, believe they're holier than thou. That means God can't be trusted. Because God's got an attitude too.
Exactly.
And I can't follow a religion because I was originally raised Catholic, right?
Yeah.
And you know what a Catholic God is?
What's that?
Oh, God loves you, but he'll punish the hell out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really showing love.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Where, they also believe in the devil and stuff with the Catholic religion. All right? Well, if my God can punish me as well, love me, why the hell would I have to worry about opposition? Wouldn't I just have to worry about my God alone?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not a God-fearing person. I'm going to do what I want, and if God doesn't like it, tough shit.
Yep.
It's not like God's, coming down here and telling me not to do it. If God wants me to stop doing stuff, then God should prove themselves to me. Give me proof.
Yeah.
Tell me a book's written by God, right?
Yeah.
What proof do you have? Have the clouds part. Let me hear a voice come from the heavens telling me that they wrote it. And then I won't question a thing after that. But until something like that happens, I believe it's okay to believe in a God, right? I just believe you shouldn't rely on God for everything.
Exactly.
Because I've witnessed this growing up. People praying for money, praying for a Lamborghini, praying for menial shit.
Yeah. And
You want to pray for something, why don't you pray that, instead of that situation happening to you, maybe the shitty situation you get in gets better. Maybe pray that you'll have the strength to do it on your own.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I ever do. I rely on myself before I would rely on God for anything. And I'm not going to lie, I've never prayed for anything.
Yeah.
All right? I've never prayed for anything, and don't think it's, I'm disrespecting God. It's not that. I didn't say God doesn't exist. I just said I don't rely on God.
Yeah.
All right? And you can't tell me, all right, if you were God and thought you have thousands upon thousands of people praying to you nonstop, you can't tell me that God's not going to get annoyed.
Oh, definitely.
That's why I believe in yourself and try to do things on your own first. And then if it doesn't work, then fine, pray to God.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll work out. Who knows? I know I don't sound like your typical reverend. I always sound pissed off. I cuss like a sailor. Stuff like that. But you know what? That's what today's world needs.
Yeah.
It can't be the old school stuff where I go to church and then I do communion, this and that, and, I gotta follow a book to the T.
Yeah.
All right, because I'll tell you one thing about a lot of people that follow religion, and I know this because of some family members, all right?
Mm-hmm.
They're hypocrites. They'll go to church, act all holier than thou and nice to your face. And they'll be assholes to you in person when you're not around the church. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, coming around full circle with what you're saying. Okay, I'm trying to find something here. No, this might be from... Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, that is from today. So, coming around full circle, talking about, the beginning of the end with what you're talking about, and it all comes around full circle. So, while you're talking, and we're listening, of course, moving back around to today's event, and I'm trying to find an actual article to see if this is, but I keep seeing shit that's being brought back to 2016, but I'm going to look right into it. So, we were talking earlier about today's National Cheeseburger Day, and people are talking about don't buy the cheeseburgers, don't go to Wendy's, don't go to McDonald's or Burger King or wherever they're selling cheeseburgers for cheap. Don't do it. And I played the video earlier, before you came in, where it was, an excerpt from The Simpsons, probably Treehouse of Horror, where, they were eating.
Man,
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a shame I can't eat beef anymore. And it's a shame I don't live stream anymore. Otherwise, I'd be doing a 24-hour live stream of me eating nothing but hamburgers.
There you go.
For 50 cents.
Yeah.
Just staring into the camera, not saying nothing.
Let's see.
Eat one after another.
It's like, let's just see how much of this shit I can stuff down my throat. So, today is National Cheeseburger Day, as they say, and they're trying to give it a positive outlook. Say, go get a cheeseburger that's 1 cent or 20 cents or 50 cents. Now, somebody who follows us on TikTok, and I'm pretty sure she has listened to the show quite a few times, and she just shared this on Facebook. This is from CBS Baltimore News. And I'm trying so hard to find it. I'm not seeing it, in a search engine, but she got this off of TikTok. And I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of things that are pasted together in there. But it's like, okay, that's talking about the wildfires, but this is
I don't
whether
know
it's true.
anything about TikTok.
But
I've never looked at TikTok.
oh yeah,
I have no clue about it.
so this thing that she's showing here, and I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna post it in the Discord real quick under Tuned In Live Scraps, right under the link for the zombie preparedness shit here. Just as soon as my PC can load up here. Alright, where's it at? I got so many fucking pictures. Guys, I got so many memes coming later on, so if you want to check out our meme section, oh, you're going to love those. So here it is. It's in the Discord. It's a screenshot from this TikTok video that says, human and rat DNA found in burgers, scientists say.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's
Yeah.
like years ago when they tried to say it was kangaroo meat.
Exactly. and the articles that I've been pulling up, that I've been trying to find, it all dates
Now, I'm not
back.
saying McDonald's in Australia doesn't have a kangaroo burger,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know. But
But it's the same shit again. Oh.
yeah. So I was looking in the search results, and everything is going back to 2016. I'm like, where is September 23rd at? Nowhere. So that's why, like, when I go back to early when I said a lot of things on TikTok you don't want to believe, you want to take it with a grain of salt. Like some videos you see on there, like pertaining to, let's say, the Maui fires. There are people out there that are suffering. They have came out and said that the government is doing some shady shit out there in Maui. I believe that. But when somebody's posted stuff like this, and it's very questionable. I'm looking at it, I was like, okay, human and rat DNA found in burgers? I think that's been a thing for many, many fucking years. Like, how many fucking fast food restaurants will get caught by, 5-second rule, drop a burger on the floor. What are you picking up off the floor? Probably a piece of rat hair, probably a fucking pube.
One, if there was rat DNA and human DNA found in the burgers, they would shut the restaurants down.
Exactly. Like, why would you keep them going, if you know something like this was happening? But then, you got today where they're saying, don't buy the burgers today. Don't go out there and buy burgers because something is going to happen. We know. The Simpsons predicted it. As always, the Simpsons predict every fucking thing, as they say.
That's right, kid. Don't go buy burgers, from McDonald's and Wendy's. Buy that shit from me.
Yeah. Don't believe Homer Simpson.
That's right. Buy your burgers from me.
Yeah.
Just like drug addicts. Buy your drugs from me.
You want good venison and deer? Go see Tom. He gets it. I'm pretty sure if a deer popped up in Tom's backyard, he'd be like, "Well, I'm going to go get dinner. It's right out back."
I'm so going to hell. At least I'll know people.
You already got a reserved seat down there.
Yes, I do.
Satan's like, "Come here, son. Come here. You get to be my teacher's pet today. You got a special chair right here." And you're like, "Oh boy, what do we do
I'll be
tonight?"
one of the people that doesn't get tortured.
Yeah. Hell, he'll put you in charge of. Okay, what do you think we should do to that guy over there? Let's just put a handgun in his hands. He's an anti-gun Democrat. Let's just put a gun in his hands. Let's glue a gun in his hands for all eternity. That will fuck him up.
Yeah, that would do it.
Also, tell him and label it like etch it on his forehead that he is male. Even though if he considers himself female on Earth, just etch the word male into his forehead. That way, it's a reminder of him knowing, yes, you are a male. You're not female. You're a male.
But make it even more fun too. Also, make it to where when they have to take a shit, it shits out bullets, so it shoots. Right? But not only that, tell them every time they take a shit and they shoot out a bullet, a kitten dies.
Yep. Exactly. A poor little kitten gets ran over on the streets. Sadly,
let's see how constipated they get. Let's see how long.
Yeah. And then they're coming out tank bullets, fucking tank
I didn't
missiles.
say what caliber they were now.
Yeah. Can I jerk off? Yeah, but it's going to be the most excruciating, painful experience of your afterlife.
Cannonball comes out their dick.
Yep.
I thought you said it was bullets. Hey, I didn't say what caliber the projectile was going to be.
It came out of a firing. It came out of a barrel, so it doesn't have to be bullet. But if it comes firing out of a fucking barrel that's powered by gunpowder, yes. That's all you get right there. But yeah, with this whole thing of don't buy burgers, something's going to happen. They're talking about a possible quote-unquote zombie apocalypse. Now, remember back to, what was it, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there, where you had the guy that was hopped up on so many drugs and he was trying to eat somebody down in Florida?
Oh, yeah, the bath salt thing.
Yeah, and they try to come out and say, holy shit, the zombie apocalypse is real? And then there was another incident somewhere where somebody was so high on the stuff and they were trying to eat. And like, people are eating people. What's going on? The zombie apocalypse? No, these
apparently those drugs give you the hell of munchies.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
You got people are getting high off of bath salts, and then, you know, just a few years later, people are trying to get a high off of laundry detergent tablets and shit. I'm like,
I don't care how high you would possibly be able to get me. I don't think my brain would go, human sounds tasty. Pretty sure I'd probably try to go find a bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, it's like, I understand that cannibalism is in our nature. Like you were saying earlier, if you were stuck in a situation, like, what would you do? Would you starve to death, or would you try to survive, you know?
Yeah, anything's possible.
Yeah. That's like, well, there was that episode of South Park that was like season 1 or season 2, where they were trying to find out who Cartman's dad was and shit. And you had it's like all the whole crew from, what was that fucking TV show with, what's his name that was on Fox? Not Cops.
In the original episode of him trying to figure out who his dad was, wasn't it his mom was his dad as well originally?
Yeah, you find that out later on. But,
I know, and then they changed it to, what, Scott Tetherman's father was also his father later on?
Yep. I remember what it was. It was America's Most Wanted. It was the crew from America's Most Wanted. They were on the show, and they were on, they were on an episode, and the power had went out. They were trying to figure out who shot Mephisto. They came in and they were all trapped in a room with the mayor and a few of the other residents of South Park, and they were like, we may be stuck in here for the night, or worse, we got to figure out what we're going to do to eat. We're getting hungry. And it's like, okay, if worse comes to worse, who's going to go first? And then they pick one of the people on the camera crew, and they eat him, and the mayor's feeling all bad about it. He's like, oh my God, what have we done? It's all right, Mayor. We did what we had to survive, And then after they're done eating the one guy, it was like, minutes later, and they're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can go on much longer. I need somebody else. And the guy's like, God damn, you just ate. You want like, can't you fucking wait? It's like,
I can picture myself being the guy in the whole group where they go to eat somebody and somebody goes, this is wrong. This is totally wrong. I go, yeah, I know. No barbecue sauce.
We got the Grey Poupon. No, nah, fuck that. Give me some goddamn baby back. And then I'll be looking over at Bill and say, hey, Bill, you ever have some baby back pecker? What? Save the bottom for me.
Whole time, Bill thinks you're saying baby pecker.
Like, no, baby backpacker, you gotta get that thing stiff. When it dies, then you can eat. Just pour some baby back sauce on that bitch. Like, ooh, god damn, it's like sucking it, but you just like, ow. And I'm pretty sure they're sitting there like, who's got the hamburger? Who's got the hot dog rolls and shit? Then they'd be looking at him like, man, you're just too fucking weird.
I don't know if you realized I was trying to make a joke about him eating babies.
Oh shit, how many fucking sick jokes are out there like that? It's like baby eating this and baby eating that,
Hey, you're talking to a person that was in a parking lot when he learned Michael Jackson had just died on the radio. and without skipping a beat, made a horrible joke going there wasn't going to be a sequel to Beat It. Could not help myself.
Oh, I would have loved to have been there for that one.
And the window was down when I said it. So people heard me.
Oh, shit. But yeah, like, we're talking about cannibalism and people eating people and shit, but it's like, that's a human act of nature, you know? It's like, that's how humans have lived for centuries, you know, and people don't understand. They you know, today, if you talk about cannibalism, they'd be like, was that a new thing? People eating people? I thought that was only in the movies. Like, no, it's human nature. Like, if I got stuck, let's say, I'm gonna pick you as an example, Colton, over there in the chat if you're still there.
What do you mean we ran out of canned food? Oh, well, might as well be Steve.
Yep. That's like if I look at Colton and we were trapped in a room together, and I'd be like, dude, one of us is going to go first eventually, unless we both work to get out of this fucking room here. But it's like, who gets hungrier first, you know? It's like, what? But then you got to look at scientists when they do these scientific studies, and they're like, your body can live without eating for up to 5 days or something like that, because if you got enough body fat stored in you or something, your body starts to deteriorate that stuff to feed its hunger. It's like your body starts feeding off of itself. So it's like you can live, I think, up to a week without food, and I think up to 2 or 3 days without water or something like that. I forgot how the science worked with that.
I don't know what would creep me out more. If I was trapped in a room with somebody and they're looking at me like they're going to eat me, or they're looking at me like they're going to eat me. If you get what I mean.
It's like looking at this. It's like, okay, how long can you survive without food? In general, it is likely a person can survive between 1 and 2 months without food. How long?
You need water more than you need food.
Yeah, exactly. Your body has to live off some kind of liquid. How can the average person go, or how long can the average person go without food? So I'm going to take a second. We're going to step away, take a little break real quick, and we'll come back and we'll continue this. So guys, hang tight. We'll be right back.
And the guys are in like Flynn.
Why do they call you bouncers? You don't really bounce people, do you? Sometimes.
Checking out life over 18. Whoa! All grown up and in big trouble. On Saved by the Bell.
Today at 5 on Channel 2.
Fruit by the foot, the fruit snack that's 3 long feet of fruity fun. Will someone explain what it's doing at the game? I asked the friendly vendor, you sell hot dogs by the bunch?
No, fruit by the foot.
Now that's a long one. As some cheerleaders say, you shake your pom-poms by the play? No, fruit by the foot. Hey, Pip, hooray! Going for a touchdown, the team passed it all around. You sure this game is played by the rules? No, fruit by the foot. We didn't lose! Of course, before the game was done, I joined in the 3 long feet of fruity fun.
The Giants and Padres, tonight at 7 on Channel 2.
Welcome to the Olympic Games.
Whoa!
Whee! I'm pure milk chocolate, and I milk chocolate with a fresh roasted peanut inside. And we're both covered in a thin candy shell. Let's go!
The milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
And welcome back to the stream, guys. We're an hour and a half in. Of course, I'm joined by my guest / I might as well call you co-host, you know, because I haven't had a co-host in a month, but yeah, it is what it is. So we're joined by Tom. We're talking about today the beginning of the end. And when I left off,
Could be worse. You could always have a segment, Enlightenment with Reverend Tom.
There we go. Moments with the Reverend, where we're talking about zombie apocalypses coming up right now. So, before the quick commercial break we had, guys, if you're still listening, we were talking about how long can you survive without eating. So, you can survive without food for up to 2 months, right? How long can the average person go without food? A typical well-nourished person that's weighing about 154 pounds can technically have enough calories stored to survive between 1 and 3 months. However, people who voluntarily stop eating to participate in hunger strikes, they have died after 45 to 61 days, which suggests that a person would unlikely would be able to survive for up to 3 months. But the body does need nutrients found in food to survive, which, includes proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, as well as...
You know why they died, right? The food strike ones? Because they're not drinking either.
Yep. You got to take in some kind of liquid, and it's got to be water. The body lives more off of water than it can off of what you intake with food. So your body needs protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals, all to renew cells and fuel vital bodily processes. And without food, the body starts to use its own tissue as fuel, but it can only do it for so long. So you can survive up to 3 months without fuel, but you got to make sure you intake water, some kind of fluid for your body to keep going. So it's possible, so if you're stuck somewhere and you're thinking you're about to eat your best friend across from you, or eat somebody in the room with you, and you're like, oh, we're going to get out of this. Like, no, I'm hungry now. I feel like eating something. Like, no, that's just your urge. It's your urge to eat. You can fucking hold off. Stop looking at me like that, Bob. I'm not that delicious. Let's work.
When you tell them to eat a dick, and then they start looking around for a guy named Dick.
Nah, they probably look at you and be like, I'm not gay, bro. I'm like, I'm not talking about dick. I'm talking about Dick. And then you point
the guy
over
in the corner.
Yeah, the guy over there named Dick. Oh, you mean Richard? Yeah, Dick. But it's like, when it comes to cannibalism, you can only resort to cannibalism after so long. That's why, if you're stuck on a fucking mountain somewhere with somebody named Steve Code or something, I'll just throw a fucking name out there. Steve Code is with me, and we're sitting up there for 4 months and shivering cold and shit. But you know what? If you could grab a cup of fucking snow and melt it at the fire, you got water. You could preserve water and drink water. Maybe you got a little spring in the cave that you're in. You got water. But then after so long, you get so hungry and shit, you're going to resort to eating somebody.
And then, of course, there's a bunch of superstitions and stuff linked to cannibalism. Like Native Americans believe that if you partake in human flesh, you would become what's known as the Wendigo.
I've heard of that, yeah. And we'll definitely talk about that. We'll save that as a topic for either the Other Side podcast, or we're working on bringing them back the Through the Doorway podcast soon. So yeah, coming up in October, like I said, guys, before, we got a lot of stuff planned for October.
And then we'll be able to tell scary stories.
There we go. So we'll bookmark Wendigo for one of those stories. So if you guys want to hear more about Wendigos, check out one of those podcasts coming up next month. But yeah, you resort to cannibalism because it's in your nature. It's not something that you hear about or see in a movie or on TV or hear about it on the internet and all.
It's considered taboo by society's rules.
Yeah.
But, cannibalism is a normal thing that does happen in nature. The number one animal I can think of that is notorious for it is every type of shark.
Yeah.
The meat-eating sharks. Which one is it that eats, plankton and stuff? Is that the nurse shark?
Let me look that up real quick.
I can't remember which one it... Or is it a whale shark? Is that what it is? I might be thinking of a whale shark.
Basking shark? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, here it is. Along with the whale shark and the megamouth shark.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, sharks are notorious for it. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know this, but in the womb, there's usually multiple pups, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if you ever notice, a shark usually gives birth to either 1 or 2 pups.
Yeah.
It's because inside the womb they start cannibalizing one another. Which does mean the whole meaning of survival of the fittest.
Yep.
You know, but also you have great whites that have chowed down on other great whites and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, with all that being said, and people talking about, okay, cannibalism, okay, here's one for you guys. So, as I stated earlier, the CDC, everybody goes to the CDC for their information, you know, the COVID and all that shit, back in 2021. Or actually, this one is way back in 2011. Holy shit. Looking at this document. But they updated it in 2021. Preparedness 101, Zombie Pandemic.
I still can't believe that exists.
Neither can I.
I know it truly does, but I still can't bring my head around the fact that they've actually made a guide for surviving a zombie apocalypse.
Oh my god. Like, let's see. There's a PDF that I just downloaded. It's like a fucking pamphlet for zombie apocalypse. Oh my god, it's a goddamn comic book. That's all it is. This is from the fucking CDC. It's a goddamn comic book strip.
Although it's kind of a no-brainer. The guy that looks sick, you shoot him.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Everybody stay away from the sick guy.
And then at the end of this, and it's like at the end of this book, you know what's ironic about this? In the show The Walking Dead, the first season, episode 5, they end up going to I think down in Virginia or Georgia, wherever it is, and they go to the CDC and they think, okay, the CDC has an idea of what's going on. And there's only like one lone survivor hiding out the CDC headquarters, you know. And of course, at the end of episode 6, the first season, you know, he sets the self-destruct sequence on the CDC building and blows it up with the rest of the survivors escaping, but not before he tells Rick something that he learns in season 2, where it's like everybody's infected with this virus. Like, they don't know where the virus came from. They don't know where it originated. You know, everybody's infected. So when somebody dies, no matter which way, it could be illness, it could be gunshot, it could be stab wound, whatever, you'll end up coming back as a reanimated corpse.
I figured out why a lot of stupid decisions are made in that show.
What's that?
It's something I learned. Because I'm sure there's times where you've seen like an episode or something and you're wondering, well, why the hell would this guy have done this? You should have known he was going to get bit, right?
Yeah.
It's because in the Walking Dead universe, zombie movies and stuff don't exist. They don't even know what a zombie is in that universe.
Exactly.
Which is exactly why those mistakes are made by the characters.
Yep.
You know, so I'm sure there's a lot of people that went, this show's stupid. And it's like, I thought so too at first until I realized that they are in a universe where zombies don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's why they call them walkers and stuff like that. They don't know what zombies are in that universe. They don't exist.
Yeah. A zombie is originally the word zombie basically means somebody who is kind of in a catatonic or hypnotized state where they're there but they're not there.
Like when I eat too much lasagna.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you had early movies from the 1930s and all, like White Zombie with Bela Lugosi, and you know,
well, back then the zombies were more of a voodoo thing, where it was more of a poison that almost like stopped your heart, where people thought you were dead, but actually you were still alive.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. That's what a zombie used to be.
That's why if you look at people today and you see somebody who's zonked out of their mind, you know, they're not fully there, and you have somebody say, hey, he looks like a zombie sitting there, you know, he's zombified. And that's what the original term zombie means. And
Again, if you see me, though, I just had too much lasagna.
you just sit there holding your belly like, I was waiting for it to pass.
I'll even sound like a zombie sometimes, going,
I've done that too. But then you got like the 1960s, with George A. Romero using the term zombie to describe the undead, people that, have died, perished in some way, and have returned from the dead. They're reanimated, their brains are reactivated. But
funny thing is, originally those were ghouls.
Yeah. They were
in the first one he made, Night of the Living Dead, they were known as ghouls.
That's right. And then the zombie term came in the 1970s, I think, with Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, that's where the term came in. It was like, oh, they're zombies, and the whole zombie craze took off. And now you got, here it is, 40 years later, 40 years later, you got the CDC putting out their disclaimers of what to do in a zombie apocalypse. Now, I'm looking through this comic book. It almost kind of resembles The Walking Dead in a sense. This is something, literally a link that I just got off of the article from the CDC website. And at the end of the comic, it says, "We hope you enjoyed reading this fictional story. It's meant to be both educational and entertaining. Now that you've seen the importance of being prepared, take the time to put together an emergency kit with the items included in the checklist on the following page. You'll be ready for any kind of disaster, including zombies." Oh, I can't wait to read this. All hazards emergency kit. Assemble the following items to create the kit for home, office, school, or vehicle. Water, 1 gallon per person per day. Food, non-perishable, easy to prepare items, minimum 3-day supply. Flashlight, battery powered or hand crank radio. Extra batteries. First aid kit, which includes a whistle, antibiotic, ointment, bandages, face mask, gloves, and a reference book.
They really need to update that because you can replace the flashlight with a cell phone.
Yep, exactly.
That and the radio.
Medications, 7-day supply and medicinal dispensers if necessary. Multi-purpose supplies such as wrenches, pliers, plastic sheets, duct tape, etc. Sanitation or personal hygiene items and bleach. Copies of personal documents such as medication lists, proof of address, deed, lease to the house. Why would any of that matter in a zombie apocalypse? If something like The Walking Dead were to happen today, why the hell would somebody need to worry about, who the fuck you are, where you live, or, hey, this is my house, I own it? None of that fucking matters if something like that were to happen.
It only matters if you bump into someone like me who can be heavily armed easily.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the one with the guns, I'm the one who makes the rules.
Yeah. Oh, here's the next one you just brought up. Cell phone with charger. Okay, so if there's no electricity after, 4 or 5 months, when nobody pays the electric bill, power shuts down or whatever, how are you going to charge it?
There's actually a trick.
Solar power.
No, I was taught this. If you take 2 magnets and you put them facing each other with the same polarity,
okay,
it can actually form an electrical charge in there. It is possible to light a light bulb by just putting 2 magnets like that. So if you put like a cord or something in there, it would probably be a slow charge, but you could still make a charge. It depends how strong the magnet is.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to try that sometime.
If you get 2 strong magnets and put them together, you could probably charge a cell phone.
I'm going to try that sometime. Holy shit. A family disaster plan. Extra cash. Once again, what business is going to be around for you to use cash in? Who's going to buy store supplies? Like, okay, four months.
You're going to buy your shit from me, kid.
Yeah. Like 4 months down the road, you got these motherfuckers wandering the streets. Are you going to go into Walmart? Like, everybody's already looting shit out of Walmart. Do you think they give a fuck about putting cash in a register for this shit? Hell no. It's survival of the fittest. Oh, my God. Emergency blanket, extra clothes, and sleeping bag, one per each person, and a map of the area. Consider the needs for all family members and add supplies to your kit. Suggested items to help meet additional needs are specific medical supplies, baby supplies, games and activities for children, pet supplies, two-way radios, and an extra set of car keys and house keys.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Cell phone could end up pointless after a while if, like the towers get damaged.
Yeah.
However, if you have a landline, that'll still work.
Oh, wow.
I learned that during that earthquake we had. It knocked all our cell phones off. My dad still has landline. You can still call.
Oh,
Yep, it had a dial tone, everything. You can still call. It's shit you should know.
Yeah.
And so if you can find a place that's got a landline, that's a good place to hold up. Because if the towers get screwed up, right, you'll still be able to make calls out to other places that have landline.
So there you go, guys. If anybody has a landline out there, if you still do hardwire house phones, keep them handy because you'll definitely need them.
Well, what I'm getting at is natural disasters that we have here, just like I said, like an earthquake, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's hurt, you can't call anybody from your cell phone because they're knocked out.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't understand why people are trying to get rid of landlines. You should still have a landline in your house. You honest to God should, because, you know, if your cell phone gets knocked out, that might be the difference between you surviving or dying. Because you're able to make a call.
Exactly. So I did find an article, and this is from USA Today. This is from March 7th, 2021. The CDC wants you to prepare for the zombie apocalypse. If zombies were to start roaming the streets, yes, we said zombies, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wants you to be prepared. In the midst of providing guidelines on an unprecedented pandemic, the CDC updated its tips to prepare for another extreme occurrence, a zombie apocalypse.
Alcohol, check. Bullets, check. Gun, check.
Yep, we're good. We're set.
I'm good.
Let's see. In the midst of providing guidelines on unprecedented event, okay. While the CDC says it began as a tongue-in-cheek campaign, it actually is a practical guide for any emergency like hurricanes, earthquakes, or floods. You may laugh now, but when it happens, you'll be happy to read this, the CDC wrote on its website. And hey, maybe you'll even learn a thing or two about how to prepare for a real emergency. Well, growing up, everybody learns this, you know, from, you know, their family or school, and they're taught. They're not taught by the fucking CDC. I didn't know who the fucking CDC was up to a few years ago, to be honest. They've been around for so fucking long, I didn't know who the fuck they were. Now all of a sudden they're like, learn it from us, kids, because you'll be lucky. One day you'll be lucky. You'll be stuck somewhere, and you'll be wondering what to do and where to go. You listen to us. Yeah, we tried to listen to you all 3 years ago with the fucking pandemic.
Yeah, no offense to me, though, but a zombie apocalypse to me isn't really going to, I don't know, worry me too much. I'd probably be having too much fun.
We all would, because a lot of us play the games, we've watched the movies, the TV shows, we've read the books. A lot
of us know what to do.
Yeah, it's all common sense. We all learn from what we experience, what we see, and what we hear. We all learn from it. We all know what to do. You know.
Let me put it this way: I don't think it could actually happen in our lifetime, a zombie apocalypse, due to the fact that if it were to even try to begin, one, we'd be able to track down patient zero really fucking quick and shut that shit down.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Which means it wouldn't even affect the economy, nothing.
Nope.
We'd shut that shit down real quick. As soon as we found out that somebody bit somebody, that person and the person that got bit are gone.
Yeah.
That quick. Ta-da! End of that.
Just like it says right here, it's laughable that the CDC is making these guidelines known. The CDC said that it would conduct an investigation as it would for any disease outbreak and provide assistance to states. They haven't provided shit to anybody during fucking COVID. The only thing that
they wouldn't get time to conduct it because, like I said, as soon as we learned who Patient Zero was, game over.
Yep, that's all it takes.
That's all we would do is we'd put an end to it that quick. They wouldn't get a chance to study it or nothing.
Yeah.
Because why would we want them to hold on to something that could cause a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
I think it's dumb that we let them hold on to viruses in laboratories right now.
Yeah, because all they're doing is using it to weaponize it. You know, they're using it as a weapon against people. Yeah, and it's all to control population. That's
Here's
all
my
it is.
thing. If you study a virus and you come up with an antidote for that virus, you should therefore wipe out that virus.
Exactly.
All right? If it somehow rears its ugly head again in the future, guess what? You already have an antidote.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck hold on to it? I don't get that.
I don't either. Oh, shit. So, let's see.
And it's just like with the whole COVID thing, you can't tell me that did not come from a lab. There's no way it just one day appears and goes, ta-da, here I am.
Yeah, especially when it makes itself worldwide, you know?
Yeah. Like it was spread intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we know it was spread intentionally, like the way it spread it. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The CDC said that it will conduct an investigation as it would for any disease outbreak and provide assistance to states until it could determine the cause of the outbreak and how it could be treated and stopped. CDC guidelines to follow to be safe than sorry. Yeah,
Why
okay.
would we even follow them at that point? Christ, it took them forever to shut down the fucking states.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, they did a bang-up job with that.
Yep.
You really
So...
think I'm gonna leave my life in the hands of these dumbasses?
Oh, hell no. Nobody fucking trusts them anymore.
That's my point.
Just like they say right here, okay, the steps. First step is, okay, create an emergency kit with the essentials to last for a few days. For a few days, like, how long do they think this is going to expect it to fucking last? Like, a zombie apocalypse, like you said, until they find Patient Zero, it could take more than a few days.
I got enough ammo to last a few years, so I'm already prepared.
There you go.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Because unlike everyone else, I'm not afraid to shoot an animal for food.
Yeah. And it's going to happen. Next, you should create...
See, that's why I'm also saying you shouldn't dish hunting. You see what I'm saying?
It's necessary, yes.
It's a necessary thing. And during something like this, you would want somebody like me on your side that not only knows how to shoot stuff, but would also know how to cook it.
Yeah.
Because, sorry, if your microwave's not working, right, and you have an electric stove, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah. So let's see. Next, they say you should create an emergency plan when a zombie or a hurricane is outside your door.
Well, I can't shoot a hurricane, but for the zombie, I would just shoot the zombie.
Yeah. This blog...
I wouldn't care how many it drew to my house. They'd have to be able to get in the door.
Yeah.
And if they can't get in the door, I can just shoot them like a fish in a barrel.
Mm-hmm. So this article, it was, let's see, this blog is especially relevant given the pandemic and last month's extreme weathers in Texas. Mind you, this article came out 2 years ago in March. The extreme weather in winter weather in Texas that caused 4 million people to go without power for days. Texans and its power grid were unprepared for freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall, leaving many stranded and helpless without power and water. The CDC, which originally posted in 2011, received over 1,400 comments, most of which praise the agency for its creative approach for disaster preparedness. I mean, hell, no offense to you guys who live in Texas, but you never experienced any of the kind of weather we see on the East Coast or even in states like Colorado or whatever.
Well, here's my thing. For as smart as we humans claim to be, why the fuck would not every single state know how to deal with snow? Be taught, you know? This is what you do in case this ever happens.
Yeah. That's like...
I mean, that baffled the shit. I mean, what was it? Was it Georgia that got hit real bad? And people, like, abandoned their cars and shit because they didn't know what to do?
Oh, yeah. Like, that...
And we're here in Maryland going, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, really? None of you know how to deal with snow? And you can't go, well, it doesn't normally snow here. It's called, if the CDC was trustable, they would have already had a plan for you on how to deal with it.
Exactly. Just
Not
like...
only that, how many holiday movies have you watched where it's obvious that you shovel it?
Yes, that's true. That's true, because we...
oh, my God.
There was a guy that I used to work with many, many years ago. He moved out to Texas, and he contacted somebody else who I worked with, you know, and that guy was telling me that, you know, he had an interesting conversation with him, and around this time, it was like, I don't know, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there, and I think that's when, you know, they had that you know, all that snow down there. And he said, you know, down here in Texas, they never heard of a fucking snow shovel. You can't find one in a hardware store anywhere. And he's like, how the hell am I supposed to shovel this shit? They never heard of a fucking snow shovel. And I'm like,
well, maybe they heard of a shit shovel.
Probably. It's like, use anything. Like, shit. Years ago, my neighbor was using a goddamn dustpan to shovel a fucking path out to her car. Like, anything will work. But it's like, nobody knows how to prepare themselves.
Here's
properly.
Another crazy thing that they don't seem to realize. If it's cold, if you heat it up, it will melt.
Exactly.
I know. I watched it happen.
Yeah, people have used flamethrowers.
You could heat something up to melt the shit. That's what I'm getting at, though.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we don't know how to deal with something that's cold. Really?
Apparently not. But yeah, when it comes to everything, like preparedness, the CDC talking about be prepared if a zombie apocalypse happens. Okay, since we're talking about the CDC and this is their preparedness month, okay, prepare you for what? What are they preparing us for this month? And all of a sudden, roll it right back around to, you know, earlier topic, Cheeseburger Day! How can you fuck with somebody mentally? Let's advertise 1-cent cheeseburgers, 20-cent cheeseburgers, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, you know, the top three of the food chain, you know, in restaurants, fast food restaurants, where people love getting their food from. You could get a half-pound Whopper from fucking Burger King, or you can go for a Big Mac at McDonald's for... if it's got cheese on it, you could probably get a fucking Big Mac for 30 cents. The cost of it that it was back in 1940, 1950 or something, you know? But, you know, people are fucking eating them up. And I'm being told, oh, don't eat McDonald's, don't eat this, don't eat that. I'm like, well, for one, when I see videos on TikTok, when I see people posting stuff like that and they're saying this, and I'm like, where are you pulling this out of your ass from? Like, you pick a specific day, September 18th, they're talking about National Cheeseburger Day.
I do have a huge complaint with these restaurants, though.
Oh yeah, I think we all do.
Here's my huge thing, right? You know I'm a diabetic.
Yeah.
Right? So I try to eat better, even at fast food restaurants. I try to eat better.
Yeah.
Explain to me why they all have gotten rid of their grilled chicken sandwich. The one thing that I can eat on that fucking menu, right? McDonald's has gotten rid of it. Burger King's gotten rid of it. Wendy's has gotten rid of it, right? The only two places I could really go were Hardee's and Chick-fil-A. Hardee's has just gotten rid of it.
You know, I just now noticed that too.
Why?
I just now realized that.
You know, because I'm not supposed to eat the breaded stuff. It's bad for me.
Yeah.
Yes, the grilled chicken's still bad for me, but it's not as bad for me as the fucking breaded shit. Because the breaded shit's deep fried.
You know what's funny about all this is they sit there and they talk about, you know, obesity is a big problem in the United States. Obesity, diabetes is a big problem. But yet, as you say, you go...
Diabetes is the problem because we add sugar to fucking everything.
Yeah. But then, like you say, like you go to these fast food places, okay, and then they have the one thing that is actually good and healthy in a sense for you, they get rid of. So it's like, you know, why are you doing that? You want to sit there and complain that, okay, McDonald's causes obesity, and they do sell a couple things there that is pretty good and healthy for somebody, or relatively healthy in a way, but then you get rid of it. It's like, what's the purpose and reason for getting rid of it?
They're salads, right?
Yeah.
I'd be better off eating a cheeseburger than one of their fucking salads. It's got more calories in it than the fucking burger does.
That's sad, too. You know, a salad is supposed to be, you know, like sugar-free, fat-free, and all that shit.
And,
yeah.
you know, like I told you, I can't physically handle beef. I'll get sick.
Yeah.
If I eat it. You know, and so it's like, why the hell did you get rid of the grilled chicken sandwich?
Mm-hmm. That's like...
You're also supposed to be having a healthier approach, you know? And it's like...
Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Oh, shit, I think I lost you.
No, I should still be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened, but you get what I'm saying, though, is it's
Yeah.
bullshit. It's like, all right, how is that fair to me, all right, who has to eat healthier, right?
Yeah.
And now you get rid of the one thing I can eat. So now the only place I can eat it's fast food is fucking Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Because they still have a grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah. And I do say chicken is probably a healthier alternative than beef can be. But then, you know, like with some people, like you're unable to eat beef. And then you got all these people that are protesting meat is murder. But it's like you get all these nutrients from certain meats and it's good for your body.
I live off of chicken and fish.
Yeah. And
that is what I primarily eat.
Yeah. And
you know, but now you remove this from a fast food restaurant because, you know, sometimes I can't sit at a fancy restaurant and get something. Sometimes we want to grab something fast.
Yeah.
You know, but now you're making it to where I can only eat at select places?
Yeah.
You know, what type of bullshit is that?
Yeah, you can't tell me the government ain't fucking controlling that shit.
Well, somebody's doing something because all these places used to have a grilled chicken sandwich, you know, because they knew people couldn't eat the other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, I know I'm not really supposed to eat potato and stuff like that, but it's like if I want to eat a chip, right, I eat a baked chip.
Uh-huh. That's like, what was it, years ago when they made everything gluten-free, and I never really understood that. They always said that gluten was so bad for the body, and I was like, if it was so bad for us, why the fuck was it there to begin with?
Well, due to the liver condition I have and stuff, I'm technically supposed to be on a gluten-free diet.
Yeah.
I tried that. A lot of stuff on a gluten-free diet tastes like shit.
Yeah, that's why when you look at a lot of different cereal brands today that we had as kids, they don't taste the same when you're an adult now because everything's gluten-free. It's like, okay, you remove one thing that probably had some good flavoring to it, but you know, I'll sit there and say, it's bad for your health, it's bad for this, it's bad for that. But then
it's like, I used to be able to eat Twinkies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think they changed something about them when they brought them back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Even before I was a diabetic, right? Took a bite out of a Twinkie and spit it out. I couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same. Something's different.
Yeah, they're changing ingredients in all the products that we eat now. You know, like back in the 90s and 80s or whatever generation you guys grew up in, things tasted better. It was healthier for you. But now when you look at it today, you got the government that is, you know, supplementing certain things. Like, okay, you take gluten out of this, but then you put these certain additives into it. You know, it gives it a different flavoring, a different taste, but also has some new effect on your body.
And here's my thing. They take the gluten out, right? And they'll take the trans fat out, right? But they won't reduce the amount of sugar in anything.
Yep, it's almost like the sugar is a replacement. You know, it's like, oh, you can't taste the difference if there's more sugar in it. It's more sweet. We'll give it a little bit more of a sweet taste to it. You won't be able to tell the difference.
And I want to learn who at the Hershey factory came up with the idea for zero sugar Hershey syrup.
Oh my God.
I want to find out that fucker's name, and I want to smack shit out of him. You know what fake chocolate tastes like?
Oh God, I can only imagine.
Oh my God, does it taste fake? And what's even worse is if you try to mix it in milk, right? Yeah, it will mix in partially, but you'll still have a ton of syrup in there. It doesn't mix worth a damn.
Wow. That is sad.
Best thing I ever did with that was throw it out. And now what scares me is they're now making zero sugar Hershey bars.
Oh, I think I've seen those. Fuck it, give me my sugar. I may be fat.
The syrup tasted fucking horrible. I ain't biting into one of those. But the thing is, you can't tell me you can't reduce the sugar in them.
That's like
you can't tell me it takes a ton of sugar to make that shit sweet.
Like I look at myself. I'm like, look, I don't see myself as healthy. I'm a big motherfucker. You know, I do eat a lot of shit, but I also limit myself. And I've told people, if you limit what you eat, if you limit your calories, if you play it right, you can control your weight. You can control your diet. It's like right now, you got the government trying to control all that for you, saying, eat this, don't eat that. Or if you, that's like what they're doing with the medications, you know, with the whole thing with COVID supposedly making a comeback. They're saying, oh, certain medications, they don't fully work for you. We're going to take them off shelves. So if you got a sinus cold or whatever, and NyQuil always works, Sudafed always works, Advil, cold and sinus, all that stuff, they always do work. It takes time to fight a sinus infection or a cold or whatever, and the medication does help it at a rapid rate, not right away. It does help, but now you got the government coming in and saying these products, they don't do shit for you. We're going to take those off of shelves. If you want to feel healthy, get our shot, get our COVID shot. It's almost like saying yeah, it's like saying, oh, these foods are not healthy for you. They create obesity in children. Okay? Who are you to say what my kid can and can't eat? Who are you to say what I can and can't eat? If I want to eat something, or if I know I can't have a certain thing because I have a certain condition, I don't need you to tell me. I know what I'm going to intake, and you're not.
I think it's stupid that schools interfere with, you know, lunches that get brought from home.
Exactly.
It's like, really? It's like, you have no business telling my child what they can and cannot eat. If I send them with something sweet, they get to eat it.
Yeah. That's like you had Michelle Obama interfere with the school lunches years ago, say...
You know, but it's like, if I had a kid and they were in school and they interfered, that school would be looking for some new people because some people wouldn't be able to work ever again.
Exactly. like I said, you had Michelle Obama interfering with school lunches years ago, saying, you know,
did I say that out loud?
that manly cunt. But you got her who's like, well, our school lunches, we got to change that around because it's not healthy for our kids. Our kids need to eat this. They need to eat that. Who the fuck are you to say what my kids need to fucking eat? Like, who are you?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I look at all that shit, you know, what they tell us what we need to eat. Just like today, they're like, go out and buy a cheeseburger. Go get fat. Go get fat.
Yeah, go get a 50-cent cheeseburger and go put some chocolate sauce on it. Go ahead.
It's like, what's going to happen? It's like, why are they all of a sudden? And I don't remember. Do you remember at any point in history of us living? Do you remember them giving out 50-cent or 1-cent cheeseburgers? I don't remember it. No, they never have. They may announce it and say, today is National Cheeseburger Day. Celebrate it with a cheeseburger. They never advertised 50-cent cheeseburgers, 20-cent cheeseburgers. They never done that. Now, if there's a particular fast food restaurant that has been in business for, let's say, 50 fucking years, yeah, they probably do something special. Or every year on National Donut Day, every year there's always buy one get one on donuts or gift a donut or something or whatever.
And then you got 7-Eleven. On every date of 7-Eleven, you can get like a free Slurpee or something.
Yeah, and it's always a small Slurpee. I've tested that. You know, I went there one time for that.
I think they do it on 7-Eleven and also 11-7, I think.
Yeah, they do it twice a year, and it's every year, and it's always limited. You know, you get one per person, and it's not a large, it's not a big gulp or whatever. It's a small cup Slurpee, but you do get a free Slurpee. So you got places that do stuff like that, but then all of a sudden, it's National Cheeseburger Day, and they're telling people, they're advertising it. Go get a 2-cent cheeseburger at McDonald's. Go buy a shit ton of them for 2 cents. What's the catch? What's the big catch with this? And then you got people that are making these videos for TikTok saying, yeah, I wouldn't trust those burgers. Simpsons did it. Zombie apocalypse. Like, I'm not going to guarantee to see zombies tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's like...
Maybe Friday.
Yeah, maybe Friday. It takes time to take effect. But it's like, what's the big catch with it? Like, why are you pushing such an agenda on people? Like, are you trying to push something out there on people? Like, okay, you got fucking Biden who comes out in the media. He said it, a month ago when he was talking about rolling out this new vaccine that's going to combat this fucking supposed new virus strain. And he's like, we're going to get that vaccine in you one way or another, right? Okay, so is this one
like hell.
Yeah. Is this their way of getting that vaccine in you? Are you going to be eating vaccinated burgers? Is that what it is? Are they getting special patties from the government? Are they shipping special patties to every McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King chain all throughout the country and saying, sell these. Give them out for 50 cents, 2 cents, 20 cents. Give them out for free, but make sure you got a good amount of people that are getting it. So that's a possibility. If it's not going to be some kind of zombie apocalypse, I guarantee you the government has something to do with it. There's got to be something injected in these fucking burgers that people are eating, and something is going to happen between now and what they say is October the 4th. They're saying October the 4th, which is on a Wednesday, and it's going to happen, and some people are saying it's going to happen at precisely 2:20 p.m. Don't know. Well, then you got to account for the time zone. So it's like, okay, well, what time zone? What time?
If it was 4:20.
Exactly. So on October 4th at 2:20, they're going to have a national emergency system update that's going to ring through everybody's cell phones. And they're thinking that this is going to be like some kind of mind manipulation or something, or mind control, or something's going to happen to people with the shot or whatever. That's what they're trying to say. So they're saying on October 4th, for about an hour, turn your cell phones off. Don't leave it turned on when they run this national emergency update on your phones and shit. So I'm going to probably turn my phone off that day regardless. Just to make sure. I'm not going to say anything's going to happen, but with the FCC involved, and especially FEMA, and FEMA is very questionable with a lot of shit today, especially
all those worthless motherfuckers.
Yeah, like how they handled the Maui fires, they're fucking worthless as hell. So if they're involved with this October 4th bullshit, okay, I'll buy it. I'm not going to say something's going to happen, but I'll turn my phone off that day. Just in case. I'm going to turn all the cell phones off that day, just in case something does happen. And then I'll keep watch on the news. But other than that, it's like, if there's something that is actually getting ready to happen, and it's being put out there subtly, whether you believe it or not. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on right now. But then again, it was proven months ago. So they came out and said a lot of these conspiracy theories that they've had come out in the last 3 years have all come true. There's been a lot of conspiracy theories that have all come true. And they say, oh, you're just speaking out your ass. That'll never happen. There's no sense of that, no such thing. But then it all comes out. It all comes to light. And you're like, holy shit, he was right. I can't believe he was right about this. So it's like, is something about to happen that involves cheeseburgers and cell phones? I'm not saying that there's going to be. I'm not saying there's not going to be. But I'm looking at it like I'm seeing things pop up on TikTok. Just like September 23rd. They're like, something big's going to happen September 23rd. Oh, September 23rd. That's going to be this Saturday. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to fucking work. I'm going to be at work. I'm going to have somebody relieve me late as always. I'm going to come home. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up and do it all over again. I'm going to probably come down here and clean cat shit out of the fucking litter pan. And I'm going to fucking watch TV or play a video game before work. That's what's going to fucking happen. That's exactly what's going to happen this coming Saturday, September 23rd. So, like, what's that date so particular with everybody? I have no fucking idea. Jesus Christ. So let's talk about this real quick here. Speaking of COVID. Okay, so I'm going to cover this real quick. Now, for those of you who follow me, if you watch me live, you may follow me on TikTok. TikTok link is down below. I posted several videos about 2-3 weeks ago on Jill Biden. And they all got taken down, of course, by TikTok. TikTok is fucking liberal. They don't want you to spread the truth on there. Why not? So, fucking TikTok, they took down my videos talking about Jill Biden. Apparently, Jill Biden contracted COVID, this new strain of COVID, about 2-3 weeks ago, right? And it was reported on a Sunday or a Monday. And then halfway through the week, you had this article that comes out where Hillary Clinton, it was either Hillary Clinton or Michelle Obama. It was one of those stupid bitches. They were planning to make a trip to the White House the following week to meet up with Jill Biden for an arts event at the White House. I did a video and I was like, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. They just came out and said that Jill Biden has COVID. Now, they say the COVID strain usually lasts about 2 weeks, don't it? Give them 2 weeks to rest and recuperate, right? Especially if they have a vaccine. Right? So why is one of these dumb wenches planning something to go to the White House to meet with her if she's got COVID? So that just proves to me that Jill Biden lied about her COVID situation. She lied about it. And then a few days later, she was miraculously cured. I guess she had this new vaccine that rapidly killed the cells of the COVID virus, the COVID strain in her body rapidly. Bullshit. Bullshit. 3 fucking years ago, the government forced us to get a vaccination. There was 3 vaccinations that came out. Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. They said if you don't get the vaccine, you are not going to be able to go grocery shopping. You are not going to be able to go to your public library to check out books. You weren't going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to travel out of country. You're not going to be able to go hang out with your buddies or your family. You're not going to be able to go to a hospital if you need any kind of care. You're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to do that. You have to get your vaccine or you're going to be looked at as a fucking terrorist. That's exactly how a lot of us people were treated. Now, sadly, I did give in and I got the Johnson & Johnson, the one-timer. I wasn't going to go for that fucking Pfizer bullshit, and go back a second time for a second or a third shot. I was like, you know what? if I got to get this for my job, just to keep my job, I'll do that. And I did. I went smart with it. I went with Johnson & Johnson. Now, at the time, they said the Johnson & Johnson shot, certain people were having certain complications with it. But people with Pfizer weren't. People with Moderna weren't. So why were they so heavily emphasizing you to get the Pfizer and Moderna, but not Johnson & Johnson? And there was only very few cases where they said there was a side effect with Johnson & Johnson. The only side effect...
I wouldn't get any of it.
Exactly. People still haven't. But
I haven't.
Yeah. So
I'll admit I've never gotten a shot.
I shouldn't have either, but I was like, you know what? I'll, for the fuck of it, because I can't afford to lose my job and all. So I got the shot. I got the Johnson & Johnson. The only thing that I had happen to me was I had a slight fever that night. I took some ibuprofen. I laid down for a couple hours to rest, and I sweated out the fever, and I was good. I was fucking better than before. And the only
but with me, I'm not going to take a shot that's going to make me feel like shit that make me feel better.
Exactly. That's why I never get the flu shots. Every year they ask you, you're set for a flu shot. You're scheduled. No, fuck your flu shot. I may have gotten the flu once, and I've always combated it. I've always gone to a physician. I was always diagnosed, early on. Oh yeah, you got influenza. Just take this medication, get plenty of rest, drink plenty of fluids, and that was that. And I got over the flu. Yes, there are people who have died from the flu strain, but it happens.
I get the flu shot because I'm diabetic.
Yeah.
The only reason I'll get the flu shot, I've never had the flu.
Uh-huh.
All right. But the main reason I won't get the COVID shot, all right, I was of it at the beginning. Then halfway through the pandemic, my dad caught COVID.
Yeah.
Right? And I've been exposed to him. I've been exposed to COVID on at least 30 different occasions.
Yeah.
Okay? Not once did I ever contract it.
Oh, exactly.
And my thing is, being a diabetic and stuff, I'm one of those people that if I'm supposedly get it, it would most likely kill me.
Yeah.
All right? I have never caught it. So there's only like a couple possibilities on why that could be. One could be that I'm actually immune, which is the theory I go with.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you tempt fate like I did that many damn times and come back without nothing.
Yeah.
Or two, it wasn't as contagious as everybody was claiming.
Yeah, true.
I go with the first theory due to the fact that I tend to be immune to a lot of things.
Exactly. But yeah, so now it's, they're pushing this whole thing right now. They're saying there's this new strand. I'm like, yeah, if there's a new strand, you all made it. It's man-made, just like the Chinese virus. Just like, it was man-made in Wuhan. There's proof, there's evidence of it. They tried to hide it for so many years, but it came out. People know it was man-made. There's no hiding it now. So now all of a sudden, there's a new virus. Biden wants to push this new vaccine. And why? Because the elections are next year. There was part of this interview I was watching. I was talking about it earlier. This interview that MSNBC did with Trump, and they were complaining, and she was talking about how Trump squandered $1 million or $1 billion, during the pandemic while he was president. He said, well, the country shut down at the time. We had to do something. We had to compensate people, we had to keep the economy going. We had to keep people safe. So he thought it through smartly, by, putting money out there to help people out. He didn't shut the government down or anything. He didn't shut a lot of places down. He tried to keep the government rolling. He tried to keep people safe, by putting all that money out there. If anything, businesses shut down, the economy lost money when Biden hit fucking office. when Biden hit office, that's when everything shut down. That's when everything started going under. Between Biden, like you said earlier, with Congress. Trump had nothing to do with it. Trump was trying to keep things rolling.
But I love one of the things Biden said, which probably helped him get elected, is we'll have a plan to deal with COVID. As soon as he ended up in office, I have no clue what to do about COVID.
Exactly. He lied about it. He got in. And then how many people died, and people were so clueless. It's like, well, what's going to happen now? We don't fucking know. We don't know. Just deal with it. We'll just deal with it. We'll give you $700 checks every 2 or 3 months that you can claim on your taxes, but you're more like, don't worry, you don't have to pay it back. Yeah, bullshit. Somebody's paying it back.
They never gave me those checks.
I got 2 or 3 checks out of all that, but
I'm on disability, right?
Yeah.
I'm on disability. My wife ended up stuck at home. Right? I never got one of those checks.
Oh, wow.
I had to deal with my disability covering everything. I never got a fucking check.
That's fucked up. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. But, yeah.
Where's my checks?
Yeah. But, yeah, it's like, that's what I was saying, with everything that's happening, and then they're trying to make this promise now again, like, okay, maybe they'll start giving out pandemic checks again. I highly doubt it because Biden has squandered so much fucking money.
He'd have a better chance giving out free blowjobs if he's doing it himself.
Yeah. But in the end, I'm like, did Jill Biden actually have COVID? I don't believe she did. I believe they put it out there as a scare to say, oh shit, the president's wife has got COVID. Things are about to get serious. No, I don't fucking believe it because...
I'm not saying COVID couldn't have killed people. I don't think that the people that they said had COVID, though. A lot of people, I think, were just labeled as having COVID.
And that's what they did. That's where they got the numbers wrong.
They made money off of it. Hospitals
exactly.
made money off of it. Every time they diagnosed somebody with COVID, cha-ching.
Yep. It was all about that fucking almighty dollar. They were, pharmaceutical companies were banking off of it with the fucking vaccines and everything. They were going to the fucking bank. They were laughing all the way to the bank with that shit. And they're trying to do it again, bringing all that fucking money. Election time's rolling around. They're going to sit there. Oh, Biden's got a new plan, everybody. A brand new vaccine that, he's going to make sure you all get. What's the one way of getting it? Oh, let's see. Free cheeseburgers. National Cheeseburger Day. Everybody loves cheeseburgers. Yeah, let's get them out there. 1 cent
I
cheeseburger.
got to pull it again because I can't eat beef.
I'm going on a binge. No cheeseburgers for me for the next fucking 2 weeks. Fuck it, I'll eat chicken.
Wouldn't that be funny? Every attempt they would try to get that shit into my system, and it would fail just because it'd be like, well, I can't have this, I can't have this, I can't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, so we're kind of running low on time, guys. We are just over 2.5 hours. There is 2 articles I did share on Discord. If you guys want to read up on them, they're in the TuneIn Live scraps. Next time when I go live with TuneIn Live, I'll definitely talk about those. It might be old news or whatever by that time, but if you guys want to hear more of me ranting on them, I'll definitely remember to look back. The first article is Hunter Biden sues the IRS, alleging the agents are illegally releasing his tax information. Illegally releasing his tax information. Yeah, well, we need to know. If they wanted to fucking do that to Trump, we're certainly going to do it to your fucking ass. But you're going to sue the IRS for it?
But if your family member holds a certain position in, like, the government or something like that, you shouldn't have your right to have your shit be private.
Exactly, and he's going to lose that fucking lawsuit right there. And then the second one coming out, the White House touts Iran prisoner exchange deal. Biden's administration touted the release of 5 U.S. citizens from Iranian custody, but critics condemned Iran getting a $6 billion in the deal. So Biden is handing over $6 billion to Iran for the freedom of 5 U.S. citizens from their custody. And I'm
Here's my question. Why are these U.S. citizens even over there in Iran?
Exactly.
No offense, but if you go to Iran and you get locked up or something, that's your own damn fault.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense, but it's your own damn fault. You shouldn't have went over to a country that we've been known to have hostilities with.
Yeah,
Really?
I know. So it's like, what are they doing over there to begin with? You know, and it's like, okay, you're paying out $6 billion. I call it a big fucking scandal. It's a big fucking scandal because it's like, okay, how do I set up a $6 billion transfer to, let's say, Iran? Oh, I know. Let's put 5 of our people over there in custody. You know, we tell them, don't harm them. Just hold in custody. We'll make it a good fucking deal to make us look good. We're going to give you $6 billion in exchange for these 5 people. I guarantee you that's exactly how it's going to happen.
And what they're doing is they're trying to make us not think about Hunter.
Yep.
That's exactly what they're trying to do. And guess what? It failed.
Yeah, everybody knows he's being indicted on gun charges. Everybody knows that.
And we don't know it was his fucking cocaine.
Yes, we do. He was there the week that it was found.
Oh, we don't know how cocaine got in the West. Really? One of the most pure buildings on the fucking U.S. soil, and you don't know how cocaine got in there.
Yeah, we all know the truth.
Nothing to do with the drug addict's son?
Exactly. What was the biggest distraction at the time for that? The biggest distraction, cocaine in the White House? Well, aliens exist! We have aliens! We got them in the basement! We know what they look like! And somebody's like,
no aliens exist. They're illegal and they keep coming over the damn border.
Yeah. And then you got somebody in the fucking Congress. They're like, shut up. What the fuck you doing? Don't tell them about E.T. No, we got aliens. They got cocaine in the White House. No, we got aliens. And now today, yeah. And now today you got, Biden's being indicted. You know, Hunter Biden's being indicted. Then he's going to be pardoned. And now they got the Iran prisoner exchange deal. But what are we looking at right now? Cheeseburgers! The fucking...
You know how Hunter wouldn't have got in trouble?
What's that?
He would have bought his drugs from me, damn it.
He could have got them at a discounted rate. I will say that there. Oh, man. So anyway,
I will run that joke into the fucking ground. I don't care. It's still funny to me.
Carry that over into the next episode. Anyway, guys, we got to head on out of here, but we do thank you guys for listening to us and watching us there on twitch.tv/Arrow with a name and our YouTube channel, Arrow Entertainment. On both of them, hit follow, hit like, subscribe. If you want to follow us on social media, links are down below in the description and the about section. Check us out on TikTok. TikTok is Arrow Entertainment. I'll be putting some more content up on there if I don't get banned first. If you guys want to be a guest on any future show, right here, link for the Discord is down below. Click that link, hop in our Discord server, come over and join us for memes, all kind of fun, you know.
I promise I don't bite hard.
Yeah. He put his teeth away. He put his teeth away today, so you ain't got to worry about that.
And just remember, I might bash people and I might go on these tirades, but you got to remember, I'm not on the Democrat side. I'm not on the Republican side. I'm on the people's side.
Exactly. This is the most down-to-earth ordained minister that you will ever meet. So,
how many ordained ministers do you know that cuss like a sailor?
Oh god. On that note, you have any closing remarks before we shut off?
I just hope people kind of enjoy my little tirade because they come full circle usually.
Yeah.
They might sound like they're off topic, but then you kind of learn that no, actually, I'm getting to a point. You know.
Yeah.
So and of course, the whole thing again, we'll bring it up again about like Through the Doorway podcast or the URC podcast. If anybody's interested in that, like I said, leave a comment under one of his videos. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we'll take a look at it, and then we'll eventually meet up and decide what we're going to do.
Yep. There we go. So, with all that being said, guys, like he said, if you want to see those podcasts return, they are Tom's podcasts. We'll definitely return them. We'll bring them back. Let us know down below in the comments section and all. And like I said, if you join us on Discord, you can always follow us over there and voice your opinion as well. And once again, we want to thank you guys for watching today, leaving all your comments and everything, showing your love, giving us the views and everything. And until next time, guys, until we meet again, stay tuned in.
What we do here is go back.
Loud.